T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah, shot! Fight!
Yo, how you girl? It's LadyChann written on less. Come boxing Shan. Wow, this feels all loud. Hang on, let me check the levels because this shit be loud. These are all up. I just hope because this we've had some malfunctions in the building. I've got like a great someone to start the show with, a great co-host, a great colleague, a great friend, and they're already smiling. The thought of it makes me laugh and smile because good people's. Yeah. So, guys, I hope you lot have had a good time. Shouts out to my American compadres because it's July the 4th, Independence Day. I've spent many an Independence Day in the States myself. Shouts out to my family that are celebrating barbecues, and shouts out to the people that are over there that don't celebrate it as such. But, you know, you appreciate the day off and shit. Do you know? Let me just do these captions, and then I'll start. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Does my mic sound nice? Chickadee check 1, check 2. Does my mic sound nice? Let me know. Because I don't know. I've got a bit of a spike in my ear. Oh, no. Hang on 1 second. Just go into this lappy just to see what. So, you know, I have to look on this view as well. And this laptop sometimes just wants to be sentimental. All right. So I hope you guys have had a good. Let me just shout out while this loads up. Let me just see who's in the building. So we've got Lisa Bell's in the building, my sister. Mark Nash in the building, my brother. Okay. Do you know why I was late? I'm gonna tell. You lot just say, shut up, Shan, because you're always late, which is always true. But shouts out to Coach Malachi in the building, because Mal is going off. And, like, you know, we've got, like, similar topics, so it's kind of crazy. I feel like I'm old-time Whitney Houston. Big hair, don't care. How's it looking, guys? It's a moment of... vanity and clarity. Headphones really fuck up your style. But hey, such is life. Okay, so let me get the banner. Stop rambling, Shan. L banner. So social media links are down at the bottom. Cash App, # LadyChann. Twitter at LadyChann. Instagram at LadyChann. You know, wherever you can find me, it's at LadyChann, to be honest. Okay, let me see. So it is, yeah, this is a crazy one because them cats will be calling, yeah. Shouts out to the cats that want to call other fighters, they want to call fighters sellouts. So because of their points of view, because they like a fighter that's not black and they're black, so they're just only supposed to like black fighters. And if you don't like a black fighter, or if you're shouting out a non-black fighter, you're a sellout to your race. Shouts out to Ono, Ono mad. Boya, you see me? No, sir, sorry. Not pan my quarters, them. You see me, daddy? Hang on, let me get this banner. So, yeah, I know you lot are all barbecuing, but shouts out to my British crew, because we ain't. It's not a public holiday for us. But we can't moan because we have a public holiday like every bloody 5 weeks, don't we? Our kids only go to school 6 weeks on and a week off, and then 6 weeks on. Then so we can't really complain, can we? No, we can't. Okay, Shakur Stevenson, a sellout. No Joyce. Joe, no defense, Joyce. Okay. Joe, no defense, Joyce, boy. Let me tell you about Joe Joyce. Joe, it's just not going to work, homie, if you're just going to keep like trotting forward with no defense. It really doesn't work. Top 10? Top 10. Okay. The weekly wrap-up show. I need to get that thing tilt because then I can see. Yeah, I'm getting this thing that will tilt my laptop because it's flat and I can't see from this angle. I'm going blind because always in front of a lappy. I need to get glasses. Weekly wrap up. Let's do this, don't I? Wrap up. Show. Damn, that's it, long, didn't it? Sorry, guys. This is what we do. Joyce. No. This is why one needs glasses. These little. Damn, Shan. Where'd my guests go? Where'd my guests go? Where'd my guests go? Okay. Where did you go? Where did you go? I wanna know. My system out of my system. Can't get you out of mine. Gotta get you out of mine. All right. I don't know where you went now. I always have to get the banner out the way. Oh, okay, cool. My phone is locked in and locked on the roadcaster. Yeah, cool. We good. We're gonna have telephone calls today as well. Just waiting my co-host for the minute his laptop had to restart. You know, technicalities in the building. So let's give everybody a little round of applause. Yeah, shouts out to Malachi, Duppy and them. Damn, that's loud. Yeah. I got to turn down the thing on my headphones. Damn. Okay. So basically what's been happening today is that, well, over the last few days, is that we have these channels, the pro-black channels that are just anything but that. They're just pro-whack, yeah? And they're spoiling the sport of boxing. Well, they're attempting to. They're spoiling what happens on the YTBC. So we had Dante's race baiting nation, you know, that just makes money out of, you know, you dumbos. But all right, so let me introduce. I'm introducing. Introducing. So yo, when we start, we look good, him sound good from far. Anytime you listen to your bars, it's a part. Talk about you, boss, gone SLR. But them let you in Canada. Big time lies with no big time frauds. Spin the bird, kick to your lip, to your jaw. Don't try me, my youth. I'm about to me look along cute. Just because sit down in a rhythm, mommy, sit down in a war. You a victim when me driving on my car. All right, we have got Mark there. Ding. Yes, Mark in the building. What up, though? I can't hear you. You are muted. No, you
Next one
still.
too. Yeah, man. I appreciate that intro. You started off with the what? Had me in here doing my booyaka pluck pluck.
I know. Yeah, how was your trip to Jamaica? Because you just came from Jamaica, haven't you?
Absolutely. It was beautiful. It's always beautiful.
Oh no. Yeah,
Always beautiful.
you're lucky. You had a good old time there. Mark, thank you for coming through, lighting my way in. Woo. I'm such a dick, aren't I? I thought it'd be
I'm
nice.
glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, all day. I thought it'd be nice to have the show and start the show, and you to have some time here, let everybody know. That most of my subscribers know about you, but some of them that don't, get to know your personality, see what you about, join the neighborhood if they want to join the neighborhood, because we be rocking out over there at mad hours in the morning with your dedicated lives. Now, I don't know how you do it.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. No, I'm joking. Nah, orange juice.
Look, he picks up the red cup. It's full of liquor.
Sprinkle something in there. Nah, this is actually I'm drinking some ginger and orange and pineapple juice from been coughing a lot in the last couple of days, but I would be remiss if I missed this episode today, so I had to be here for this.
Oh, thank you so much. I massively appreciate it. I can see the other guests in the background. I'm gonna bring you on, but just gonna kick this off with Mark to talk about what's going on with these alphabet channels desecrating Shakur Stevenson.
I'm unaware. Enlighten me. What I miss?
Okay, so Dante's Boxing Nation, Mr. Race Baiting Nation.
Who?
Dante, Race Baiting Nation.
Never heard of it.
No, I'm joking. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I heard of him. What I missed though? What do you do?
Okay, so Cos Shakur is giving praise to Bam Bam Rodriguez. He is calling now. Dante is calling Shakur a sellout. He's saying that he's a sellout to his own black people because he's basically saying that Shakur tweeted when Bam Bam got the stoppage against Rungerside last weekend before last. He said, that guy is special. He's a special fighter. Give him 2 years and he going to be doing his thing. So Dante is saying that he's sucking up to the Mexicans and he's a sellout. He's a sellout to his own race. He's a sellout to black people. He's been doing lives, and the sheeple over there, they donate all their fucking little money to be like, yes, sir. Like, and so Shakur came on. I'll pull it up actually. Have you seen the clip of Shakur?
No.
Let me pull it up with Shakur. What Shakur?
So Dante Boxing Nation did a live.
Yep, he's done another live after Shakur did his thing. Yeah, I know, it's just so embarrassing, these people. Yeah, did a whole live. But this is what they make their money on.
Interesting. I gotta hear this.
Yeah, let me pull it up. See if I can get it. I should have it there. Oh, here it is. Cool. All right, so I will share the screen. Let me share the screen. Why is my yeah, it's disgusting, Mark, what they're doing. They're just and they're all jumping on it. All jumping.
Who else is
Alphabet channels.
So they are agreeing with Dante that, like, so if you're a black fighter, you can't give credit to a Latino fighter?
Oh, you're not allowed. We're not on code like that.
Who made these rules?
Never
heard of it.
Never. But this is what I'm saying. But
I think Canelo said Gervonta Davis was his favorite fighter to watch.
Yeah, he did.
What's wrong with that?
That's okay if we're getting praised by another race, but if we praise another race, it's a mockery and we're sellouts.
Yeah, Floyd said one of his favorite fighters to watch was Roberta Duran. Yeah. Growing up, oh man, this is crazy. That's insane to even think like that. It's a lack of growth, a lack of maturity. I always tell people, if you're gonna spend your whole life betting on color when you're talking about sports, you're gonna lose a lot of money. just always saying, I'm gonna bet on the white guy. I'm gonna just bet on the black guy. I'm gonna bet on the Asian guy. Like you're gonna lose a lot of money. I think that's a lack of immaturity. I mean, it's combat sports, man. Especially in combat sports, anything can go. But don't Dante Boxing Nation? Ain't he in Thailand or something?
Yeah, this is the thing.
He didn't go to Africa, did he?
No, you didn't go to Africa. Your wife is Thai.
Oh, he got a Thai lady. I didn't even know.
Your kids are half Thai. He's got kids in there. Like, you didn't just shut the fuck up. These people make me sick.
Yeah, that's.
So this is what Cole had to say. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Let me mute myself so we don't have any feedback. Can you guys hear this?
No, we can't.
Why not?
Make sure the volume is up on the actual YouTube video. Turn the volume up on the actual video.
Look, it
fan base, dumping the, like, hey, y'all support.
You got an echo.
Like, yo,
okay.
Yeah, you had an echo. When you share your screen, you don't have to click that little audio box at the bottom, say share audio. Don't click that box if you're sharing it from a laptop, because or either you got to mute your mic while it's playing.
Mute my mic.
All right, start it over.
Used to rock with you, bruh. I don't rock with you, bruh. That's crazy. I used to rock with you. I was one of the first people who like supported your page, backed you, all types of shit. Like, now you motherfucking keep getting on this YouTube and keep motherfucking talking all types of crazy about me, and I don't understand that shit. Cause like, I really used to back you crazy. I ain't never had no bad energy for you. For anybody that work for you, ask the light-skinned dude that be recording for you. I always show him love. I always tell him, skip line, come on, pull up, I do interviews, all types of shit. When motherfucking you first started your page, you put me and Devin out there on the sparring videos. I supported it. I appreciated it. It was all love. Now you motherfucking getting on YouTube and keep motherfucking talking crazy. Like, motherfuckers say, I ain't for my people. How the fuck I'm not for my people, bro? Me? This nigga said, this motherfucker said because of, basically I support Bam. Lil Bam, he say, what did he say? He say, I look up to Bam and I support Bam more than I support myself or some shit like that. Like what? Bro, the little dude nice, bro. I respect skills, bro. It don't got nothing to do with race. He said, I'm saying it because I wanna have my Mexican fan base. I wanna keep the Mexican fan base dumping the, like, hey, y'all support me, but it's still like, yo, I don't care what it is, bro. At the end of the day, bro, I support skills at the end of the day. Lil Bam can fight. When I speak on Boots can fight. When I speak on Keyshawn can fight. You say, why I don't give praise to Boots. When I got on ESPN, I did my top 5 boxers in boxing. Boots was on my list, right? Everybody on my list was black, all black fighters. It was me, Bud. I think Tank might have been up there. I think I might have put Canelo. Canelo probably been the only fighter I put up there type shit. Like, I'm not no motherfucking against. Then this motherfucker said, go look at my page. He said, I got a video pinned to my profile, basically, that I got me punching Jamel, beating up Jamel, but I don't got a video of me beating up Valdez pinned to my profile because it'll make the Mexican fan base mad. Like, what? Come on, bro. Like, I just enjoyed my performance with Jamel while I was basically putting hands on Jamel. With all due respect, I don't got nothing bad to say. I talk to Jamel every now and then, like, I'm cool with him. Like, we don't got no beef, nothing. But I was basically putting hands on him, so I like that video, so I pinned it to my profile.
So there we are. I'll probably get, like, this. Kevin Gates was playing in the background. Probably gonna not be able to monetize that. I'll probably get a claim when I. Shouts out to Kevin Gates, new album. Love Kevin Gates. Yeah, so now you heard that. Shouts out to Fight Hype. They caught that on that was on Shakur's live, as you can see. So Mark, as you can see, that's what it is right now.
Wow, he did better than me and you, Lady Chann. I don't think we even would have did that much explaining. I would have said, "What? Fuck you! Who the fuck you think you are telling me what I can and can't support, how I support it?" That's self-hate, man, that you got between yourself insecurities. Like, now keep in mind, I didn't hear what Dante said. I just got to go by what Shakur said he said. And motherfuckers just looking to, excuse my vernacular and part of my French, but I'm in France.
Okay.
People use to people are too tied up and caught into it. I think that is definitely what you would call race baiting. Like when people say somebody's race baiting, like and it's just creating total and utter, like, where do you, like, you just created, Dante created that whole thing in his mind and trying, it's like he's trying to turn people against Shakur. And
yeah,
which leads some to wonder, like, who's putting you up to this? Like, why? What is your angle? Why are you doing this? Just out the blue, unprovoked. But go ahead, sis.
and Shakur used to rock. That's what Shakur was saying. I used to rock with you. I used to be, I used to be on your channel. It's just because I think that when these cats can't get an interview, Shakur's probably been busy. Like what we said at Mouths, over at Mouths, we said, like, yeah, maybe this is what it is. That Kaur's been busy, can't get an interview, so you've decided to turn against him. Remember, it happened with Jamel Charlo as well.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say anything about any other boxer. If you say it's not about race, oh, you're a coon then. So it's just like, well, that's crazy. That's just so it's on a campaign. They're on a smear campaign. And now Dante Boxing Nation, he's responded to, see, I don't watch these channels. People just give me clips and that, but I won't put their clips up of their channel because, they'll just strike your ass. Like, yeah, so you can't really use theirs. But guys, you guys are quite well versed and know it because this story's been running for the most part of the week. So go over there and look at his fucking rebuttal. Just making money. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. And so this is where we're at. These guys have got their, no disrespect, and I've said this from jump, yeah. Don't be pro-black, but your wife's not black. Don't tell me about blackness. Like, I don't care if, I've said this time and time, I don't care if your wife's not black. I don't care. But don't tell me then that I'm not on code or other people are not on code and your wife is Chung Lee fucking Lokita, yeah, and Becky. Tell me, or Karen, or Sally, or Sarah, yeah. It just pisses me off to the depths of my fucking soul.
And it should. It's disingenuous,
The hypocrisy of it all. It's just hypocrites, and I don't understand. And they think they can. Nah, man, you lot need to come off of the fucking. You're making boxing fucking shit, for one. Let me get these other two cats on that are waiting backstage. Our people, our family as well, Mark. Introducing, introducing, introducing. Yo, it's my girl, Lisa Bales in the building and AJ all day. Ding, 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 ding. What up?
Hi.
Hello.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, LadyChann, Mark, and AJ?
Hey, how you doing, my sister?
Who's that, New York?
Chilling.
Feeling like a
Happy
villain.
4th of July to everyone.
Good to hear your voice, Lisa. I haven't heard your voice, it seems, in ages. How you been?
I know. I'm good. At night, I'll be tired, but I'll be listening, though.
Yeah,
Y'all be dropping it at night, yeah.
Man, they be dropping a whole bunch.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but it's good to hear your voice, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, you guys.
No, that's it. I'm sorry. I'm chatting up too much.
No,
Well,
it's
it's
fine.
Brick City. Well, for me, I'm born and raised in Newark. It's Brick City for me all day, every day. Team Shakur.
Yeah.
Straight out of Brick City like me.
Do the sound horn, Mark, for that.
I was looking at it. I was like, should I do it or should I?
Yes. Brick City all day, every day. Team Shakur.
Mark, you can throw in whatever sound effects whenever you want. I don't care. Throw them in.
So, Lisa, we got to put a case on Dante, right? What's going on with Dante? He tripping, right?
I don't know. I think like from his perspective, he felt like Shakur was bigging up Bam. And it's okay for Shakur to give Bam that respect. Cause Shakur said that Bam, he always knew that Bam was special even before this fight. So Shakur is a boxing fan, first and foremost. And he's about technical. Shakur likes technical boxers. So that's where Shakur's angle was coming from. And I don't know why. I don't know what Dante's talking about, the brother, because Shakur be bigging up all those guys. Keyshawn,
Evan?
all the other boxers. Devin Haney, Tank.
Those black guys. Those 3 black guys.
Right. But he can talk about, he bigs up Canelo. He likes
Tyson
technical.
Fury. Remember, we did a whole episode.
Tyson Fury, yeah. Yeah, he said, and that was another thing. Even though I didn't necessarily agree with Shakur, he said that he thought that Tyson Fury would beat Ali based on his size. But he explained.
Sorry. Kenny is in the building. Mark, can you just drop a burr, burr, burr?
It never heard of
Oh
it.
shit, wrong button. I was joking.
Ken.
What's up, Ken? How you doing?
Sorry, go ahead, Lisa.
No, I'm gonna just say this.
It was somebody.
I'm sorry.
Lisa, I don't know if you remember that video, but it was somebody in his camping. It was like, "Are you trolling?" He was like, "I promise, I'm dead ass. I think Tyson Fury beat Ali." It was like you can hear him. You don't hear what they say, but you hear his response. He said, "Yeah, I'm always ride with my people. I'm just saying, Tyson Fury's Muhammad Ali's a boxer. What, he gonna turn into Joe Frazier overnight?" So, but people was trying to make it a color thing, even in the room he was in. So
that's what he was tripping. But at the end of the day, he's still entitled to his own little opinion. At the end of the day, so he's a different generation. Some of the younger cats ain't always gonna say for them Ali's the best. Some cats are gonna say Tyson Fury is. Some cats are gonna say Deontay Wilder is. Some cats are gonna say JOYCE is at one point. Some cats are gonna say Jay is. Some cats are gonna say Mike Tyson is. Like my cats is Mike Tyson. My cats is Mike Tyson, Floyd. Those are my all-time kind of greats. I do put Ali up there, numero uno. But so leave people alone, basically. Mind your business. Oh yeah, I've got a super chat. Let me just address this. If you got headphones in, this super chat drop is quite loud, so maybe remove them for the minute. So shouts out to, it's fucking loud, isn't it? Shouts out to Modern King Boxing for dropping that $2 deserve on you. Well, it's not even a dub. It's a $2 drop. I got 2 on it. We ain't got 5, but we got 2 on it, haven't we? The Dundem season, shout out to the UK. I'm going to have to get the $2 drops and the drops like how much. Yeah, how much. I've got 5 on it. You've got the $2. You got the... Who you got the other day? What did you have the other day? Someone dropped I was listening, but I came in late. Megazar's new album, and he dropped 100. Oh yeah, this is
that album is sick.
Shouts out to Megazar.
Thank you.
Shout out to Megazar. Dropped his album. What's his album called? Diamonds Amongst Men. Yeah, guys, if you're into some real hip hop, with some good messages in it, check out Megazar. Just type in Diamonds Amongst Men, because it's easier to type that in and then his name comes up, because his name may be hard to... MGACZAR. MGAZA.
MGAZAR. You got to put the dash in there? I don't think you got to put it
Yeah.
down. Oh, you got to put it down.
Oh, okay.
It should just
Oh,
pop
okay.
right up, though.
Say it again for the people, Mark.
It's called Diamonds Amongst Men. His name is Megazar. He out of East Dallas, Texas. You'll see him in these YouTube streets talking about boxing and hip hop, but and about social injustice, things of that nature. Sometimes he'll get involved in the gender wars conversation that we have that don't supposed to be gender wars. It's supposed to be positive shows about relationships, but sometimes it seems like it turned into a gender war, which we're trying to fix that problem.
Mhm.
It's all good, but yeah, the album's really good. And also, I've got a Cash App. Right, so we got to go with the drop now. 1 sec, and remove headphones. We got to go again. We got to go again. One more. I have to shout out to my guy AJ, okay, who's on the panel, for dropping that hundo.
Never heard of it.
I'm joking. Damn.
Hundo.
He dropped £100 coming from America. He dropped £100. So that's like $125. So thank you very much.
I need to get a wig and some makeup in this thing. Shit.
Yeah. AJ, you're here on the panel.
Having mic issues. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay,
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you are such a great supporter because you do that quite a lot, and I fucking appreciate it. Every time I see it, I'm like, damn, that is I massively appreciate it, big time. So thank you very much,
You're
AJ.
welcome, CHANN. No problem.
No, I love you all day, twice on a Sunday.
Yay.
All day. So, and we've got Kenny Ken in the building. Let's get Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken, what up, Joe? What's up, Kenny?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, let's give you a round of applause coming in the show.
Hello, everyone. I just want to. I touched on your conversation regarding, viewpoints and boxers.
Mm-hmm.
I can second what quite a few people are saying because, there's a lot of, boxing fans out there who say, Muhammad Ali's the greatest, and some of them haven't even, seen him, fight because, they've seen the videos, they've spoken to people, spoken to journalists, so they're going to, automatically say Ali. I can tell you that the first time I actually saw Ali fight, he actually lost to Liam Spinks. So by the time, I got to know boxing, he was an ex, world heavyweight champion. And then, there was massive noise when he won the rematch with Spinks and he became the 3-time heavyweight champion. I think that's when, his greatness was very much spoken about. But for me, when I saw Ali fight, he was coming to the end of his career and he looked like a very shot fighter. But, in terms of speaking to people in the boxing world, I can see why where people are coming from in terms of like their viewpoints on Muhammad Ali and watching the videos. But, it's all about eras, isn't it? You can't expect people who haven't seen some certain fighters fight to, to have an objective opinion about fighters from the past when the guy at present is showing a lot of skills and, it's all about preferences, really.
Yeah. Yes, it's quite disgusting. That's all. It's not. This is the thing, right? It's not happening over here in the UK. We're not talking this stuff. I don't understand why in America, because you guys can tell me as Americans, why is race such an important thing in boxing? And we're not saying we don't acknowledge racism within the sport, but this conversation, it doesn't happen in the UK. Like the people in the UK that are watching this show now, they've had no clue that this is a topic. They're like, what? So you tell me, guys, Mark, Lisa, what is it?
Well, a lot of boxing is basically predicated on a lot of racial stuff when you go back to Jack Johnson and things that he had to go through. Um Malinov, that's even before Jack Johnson. Um when you look at the second heavyweight champion after Jack Johnson was Joe Louis. So there was a lot of racial things. They went through a lot back then, and I'm not saying that things still don't go on today, but it's not as it's probably more covert, you know what I mean? But it's not like what Jack Johnson went through. Jack Johnson, what he went through was absolutely for him to do what he did during that time. That's like unheard of. They were still doing public lynchings then. You know what I mean? 'Cause when you look at the he has a documentary called Unforgivable Blackness or something like that. Yeah, PBS did the documentary. It's an excellent documentary. So when you look at the things that he went through and other black fighters, but you know what I'm saying? But a lot of those guys paved the way for the guys today. Even the Ali's as well to some degree, because when you look at Ali, Ali won the gold medal, but when he came back and he found out, he realized that he can't even, he won the medal for the country and came back and realized, hey, I can't even sit down and have lunch because it's no blacks, whites only or whatever. So he threw his medal in the Kentucky River. So these are all things that are in our history, here in the US.
Lisa, you've
You
been
know,
addressed by Paige here. Lisa,
huh?
you've been addressed by someone in the chat. Lisa, give me a break. These new YouTubers don't have a clue what you're talking about. I'd like to address her.
Okay. Who
That
said that?
on the screen. Someone called Paige. That girl.
I don't really care what that person's saying. You're the person that asked me.
Yeah.
So I'm just going by what even though those things are not happening today, I'm just saying those guys paved the way. Even with Ali, what he went through.
Mm-hmm.
And still they paved the way for some of the guys today. Race unfortunately is a part of boxing. It doesn't have to be. It's what you focus on. You don't have to focus on that. You could just enjoy boxing for the beauty of what it is.
Yeah.
You can watch boxing without coming on here and hearing all of this stuff, because you're going to hear that more here in the community. But I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm not oblivious to anything. I'm not turning a blind eye to stuff. I'm just saying that we've come a ways, but we still got a ways to go. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
But it you know.
Okay. Thanks, Queen. Mark,
You're welcome.
do you wanna touch on that? What it could be? Why?
Slow
What?
news. That's what it is. People thirsty for a topic, thirsty for a headline, a lot of reaching, go gadget arms, just reaching for a topic, reaching for a headline. Like the brother's out of touch, clearly. You know what I'm saying? Respect to him, but you can't be in Thailand telling a dude from New Jersey who's right here in America, getting it in, got it out the mud, doing it with lefts and rights, homie. Like he just literally got it out the mud. Went to the Olympics, did his thing, came back a medalist. He's a 2-time champion, 2-division champion, unified. Like actually, he's a 3-time champion because he's a 3-time champion, 2-division champion, unified. My G, you should be silent when speaking on this kid because he's a young man just getting started in his business, and he's accomplished probably more at this age than some people will ever accomplish in their entire lives. And I ain't just talking about in boxing. It's hard enough to get one title shot, let alone become a champion. You don't believe me? Ask Ruiz Luis Ortiz how hard it is to be a champion. That's Dillian White how hard it is to get a title shot. This guy is a winner, man. Show some respect to the young man. Don't look for ways to put him down. Look for ways to build him up. But you in Thailand though.
I know.
You in Thailand. You didn't leave and go to Africa, homie. You went to Thailand. So like, please be silent on Shakur Stevenson. Get a young man his flowers while he's here. Yeah, and if you don't like what he's doing, you should be silent. And if you don't, and look, it's so many other things you can do on the internet. If you don't like what Shakur doing, you can, watch something like, yeah, spend your time on Pornhub. Look, go, change the channel, homie, but be quiet. Leave that young man alone. That's my time.
Yeah. You know what? They can't handle this.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So they lie. This is what happens. You give them the facts, you ask them for the truth, you become the enemy. We just want the truth. You guys, if you're just doing this for a hustle, then just say you're doing this for a hustle. Because, at the end of the day, this is what it clearly looks like. And it's ruining the sport. It's ruining it. I don't understand how it's allowed to be done. But you know how it's allowed to be done? Because I don't understand that there's these people that really will give them their last dollar to hear this shit. Like, are they that lost in life that they would rather have zero critical thinking, zero logic? And we've got Google where you can research shit. It's just, I just don't AJ, chime me in, because I'm lost.
Oh boy, what a start. I got a lot to say, but I'm just gonna try to pack it in as much as I could. It's I think it's mostly due to just tribalism, I believe, and it's also due to I believe Mark was saying just it's clickbait. I think Chan, you were saying as well, just clickbait to get clicks, and I mean, but it's also more than that because I mean it's getting worse because it's like it's like divided because like I mean these people claim that they're pro-black, but then they'll turn on other black people who don't agree with them. I mean, which is. I mean, now that I find that just hilarious, that's just it's crazy. I mean, it's really crazy. I mean, why can't boxing fans and just fighters be involved in a court? Like, what's wrong with Shakur rooting for Bam? I just don't get it. I mean, and it just furthermore, it's like I can't. And I don't know because I don't watch Dante's Boxing Nation or these other channels. So I don't really know what he said. I mean, I'll just take your word for it, and based on the video.
Yeah, I don't watch them either. I just get the clips or, and then I watch clips of them. No, those channels ain't my type of channels.
I mean, and plus what had me kind of laughing was that, like, he's saying that he's calling Shakur a sellout and he's, like, backing Mexicans. Well, you do know he's half Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah. That's the, yeah. But, yeah, Puerto Rican. But this is what people have to understand that. Just because he's half Puerto Rican, it doesn't mean he's biracial.
No, I know. Yeah.
Puerto Rican, or he could be, like white Puerto Rican. So, but still, he's still.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Who cares anyway? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, who cares anyway? I'm just wondering why this is bought in via with the Americans, certain Americans, not all, obviously. Hey, Arlette, in boxing. When it doesn't exist, why doesn't it exist in the UK but it exists? Because
I'll tell you why. Because like in America, like only to American like casual, like only American boxing matters, nothing else does, and they clearly, and this is kind of why I don't. I mean, like it's certain fan bases that make me not like certain fighters because of how crazy their fans are. It's like they just go way left with a lot of stuff that they say. I mean, like Spence fans, Tyson Fury fans, Wilder, like you name it, just all these fighters with these fan bases are not. That's what really. I mean, because really, like I rate that. I mean, like I like Spence, a good fighter, Tyson Fury, a good fighter. But it's just the fan base that it's really what makes me not like them, and it just makes me sick. Just how far they go. Chan, how far they go.
yeah, I know. It's quite sickening. You said Zhu Yai Wong. What up? You back again for a second time? Nice to see you in the building. I thought his wife was Asian. Yeah, no, that's another content creator. Yeah, this is the point. Wives are Asian, Caucasian, Latina. This white. Yeah, Thai, and what we're saying is that's not a problem, as you are Asian yourself, Zhu Yai Wong. Like, but the problem is that if you're going to be pro-black and talk about people staying on code, yeah, then what's the code that they're abiding by? The link is in the chat.
I mean, it's only according to. It seems like they're pro-black only according to their rules, pretty much. Like, we're pro-black, but you got to agree. You got to do what we say, and you got to go what we agree with. If you don't, oh, then you're just you're like everybody else. You know what I mean? You ain't with us. It's kind of like you got to be part of the black crew. If you like, it's black and it's black. that's kind of what it's like.
I just it's gobsmacking. Steve T. Yeah. So what happened? I know you're one of my UK compadres. What happened between Dante's Boxing Nation and Shakur? I'm clueless on this one. Like, we'll have to watch the show back. No, I'll quickly just tap you in. So Shakur, when Bam Bam Rodriguez got the stoppage on Rongasai, basically Shakur tweeted praise, like saying that Bam Bam is the truth. He's a special fighter, XYZ, you know, big up to him. In 2 years, he's going to do some damage. You know, he's going to be a major player in the little weight. What weight is he? Flyweight?
Super fly, I think.
Super
fly.
Yeah. And so at those weights. So then Dante's boxing too much nyamming blood clot McDonald Nearshan come in now and thinks he can talk all his talk and call Shakur basically a sellout, and that he's trying to pander to Mexican fight fans, and he's basically a sellout and he doesn't rock with his own black people. Now, Stephen, we're from the UK. I think you're white, aren't you, Stephen? As you can see, you got the memo. I'm black, but do we rock like that here? Kenny, Kenny? It's not really a thing here, is it? Like, we don't really.
I'm afraid. You know the question you got. Yeah.
Sorry, one sec. Do you know why I'm asking you this? My bad. I'm trying to identify the problem, so therefore we can get to a solution or a resolution, and that's why I'm trying to do this. Like, and if we can come up with a common thing that even us that don't rock like this in the YTBC to be able to combat this. Sorry, go ahead, Ken.
Well, the thing about that is, right, you have to be very suspicious of people, especially people from, you know, black people, when they so much use things like, you know, words like sellout, bounty, coconut, and all that. 9 out of 10 times, these people have no, you know, kind of how to say it, association or loyalty to their fellow black men themselves. What they want is that they want black people to think like them, to act like them, and, you know, have the same sort of political views as them. But you'll find that a lot of people use things like black loyalty in order to influence the way people behave and make sure that when that black person behaves towards them, it's to their own advantage. So they will say, right, this black guy is always going to agree with me. He's always going to give me a job. He's always going to work with me because, well, he's got to work with a fellow black man. You know, a lot of people have said that Don King is one of the greatest proponents of that sort of behavior where, you know, Don King talks black, lives white, but, you know, thinks green. And I think that's what you'll find with quite a few people like this guy here. They have no loyalty to their fellow black man. In fact, they'll have no problem exploiting their fellow black man. And then dress it up as though, oh, well, you know, if shit happens. When you're so intent and, you know, letting the whole world that, you know, show that you're loyalty to your own race, you don't have to tell everyone that loyalty to your own race. It comes naturally. But if you're so intent of telling people that, then that makes me suspicious of you, because 9 out of 10 times it shows that you're a manipulator, a big liar, and you're only using the fact that, you know, your fellow black and trying to get people on side in order to go to the top, but keep these guys down. And the minute they disagree with you, oh yeah, come on, man, you've got to let a black man do well. Don't worry, I'll help you. When they really have no intention of doing assault. But you know, the thing you spoke about, you know, the situation about the race situation, problem with boxing in America. I put it down to promoters. I mean, you only have to look at the 90s with Tommy Morrison. When you have promoters saying things like the Great White Hope, and then you have a situation, Ray Mercer is a champion, and Tommy Morrison is only earning a little less than him when he's a challenger, and then you've got someone like Bob Arum actually admitting to Ray Mercer that the reason why Tommy Morrison's big kind of like I said, promotion, he's getting big money, is because he's white. So that is always going to be an issue. Then obviously, the example I used 2 weeks ago, the Jerry Cooney situation with Larry Holmes. The late President Ronald Reagan had a phone line direct to his room to congratulate him if he beat Larry Holmes. So it's no wonder that we're always going to have an issue with boxing, because there has been blatant kind of a racial divide with promoters and obviously the ex-president of the United States, where this is what is being sold. What a great thing it would be for, boxing if there was a white man who was the strongest man in the world, or i.e. the heavyweight champion. So it's always going to be an issue in the United States, not such an issue in Britain, because, we haven't had really have our civil rights.
I have to rebuttal this, Chan, when he's done.
Yeah.
Hi, Haplo.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Hey,
I respect you, brother. And, you're welcome to have your own opinion, but I completely disagree with everything that you just said. Completely. 100%.
Whose dog is that? Is that your dog, Ken?
Yeah, I'm going to tell him to shut. I'll put him mute.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Hap.
Yeah, I mean, I think, we're talking about boxing as if it's fucking 1910 instead of 2022. Like,
acting like it's 10 at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, what he just said is completely inaccurate, but I kind of understand, because you guys live over there and you have that view. But really, the whole racial divide in boxing started over there.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that we are.
That's where.
I'm not saying that we didn't have. You saw what happened to.
Let me just.
What I'm saying is,
I hear feedback.
I'm not sure why that kind of thing like died out. Like we don't like black box, white box.
Do you know the origin of like the black and white thing came from England when Tom Cribb and Molyneux fought in the late 1800s. That was where this whole idea of race and which race is superior based on boxing started. It all started in England.
Well, hold on, brother. Good morning. Hello to everybody. Hi, Queen. Thanks for having me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just was I don't disagree with Kenny too much at all. I just point out a few things. Like, I'm not from the UK. I will say that racism is bigger than boxing. So we just can't say, it started in the UK because they know racism. We're not going to.
Well, yeah, we can, because boxing started in the UK.
Well, really, I respect that. But what I'm saying is racism is bigger than boxing, and racism doesn't separate.
Yeah, I'm not talking about racism.
No, I understand what you're saying.
I'm talking about racism within the context of boxing.
What I'm saying, brother, is that racism don't segregate. You can't say racism in boxing or racism in baseball.
But we're talking about boxing, bro.
But we're talking about racism.
Exactly.
We're talking about racism.
We're talking
we're
talking about boxing.
You can't listen.
Let me just chime in.
I'm talking about boxing.
Because
racism
blends in.
No, it's not 1 second. You won't everybody chime in. Speak one.
Ronald. Oh, I'm sorry.
I've already seen
Ronald Finkley is in the back.
Yes, I've already addressed it.
Oh.
But just finishing my point, because I like
you finish your point.
I want to hear what the other guy has to say, but I was talking real quick to Kenny. Within the context of boxing, this whole idea of black versus white started with two different fights, and they were both in England. One was Bill Richmond versus Tom Cribb, and the second one was Molyneux versus Tom Cribb. Now,
I'm going to cut you. I'm going to interject. I'm going to have to interject.
Okay, sure.
So, you're going off on a tangent. What we're saying is, we know where racism has been established. I live in Britain. It's the British colony who went around the world, raped, pillaged, and divided and conquered.
Right,
we
but
know.
That doesn't have anything to do with boxing.
No, wait. So I am merely addressing that us as Brits do not bring and live off racism within boxing. We don't do it. We don't talk about that, and we haven't done. We're talking about since the YTBC. We don't do it, Hap. Y'all do it, and that's what I'm saying.
Well,
can I just add to your point, Chan?
Don't put me in y'all because I don't do it at all.
Yeah, but when I say
I've had a channel since 2006. I've never ever talked about the race of anybody in my channel.
Yeah,
listen, bro. Hi, Chan. How are you? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are well. Salute to everyone on the panel. Just a nice, brief, calm discussion. What I want to say, adding to this racism point, I'm an Afghan. I think I have faced racism in other ways. Everybody have faced it in other ways. Racism still exists. Yes, mainly I think it still exists even in football, which is the biggest sport. Footballers right now even still getting, those chances and everything, which is not good. But when it comes to boxing, I don't think you see that much racism right now, especially in the UK. We don't care if a Mexican's fighting, if a white's fighting, if it's black fighting, if it's an Asian fighting. As long as they're good, we're going to support it. From the people that I've been seeing, or from my experience, I don't see it. But when it comes to the American, the only reason why they're pissed off is because they got nobody in the fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main reason.
Go ahead. Pablo, go ahead.
Okay, just really quick, getting back to Kenny's points because that's why I jumped on. I was listening to what he was saying, and this idea that there's like this sentiment in America that there's going to be some white fighter that's going to come out of nowhere and become the greatest thing since sliced bread, and everybody's looking for a white fighter to support. Those days are long gone. Just like what I said about the UK and them establishing the black versus white thing, and that's in the past. And you said since the YTBC has existed, that hasn't been the case. I'll take your word for it. I'm not over there. So, I would assume that that's true, but I want Kenny to know that over here, there's no groundswell of support to try to push white fighters up like on some pedestal. If you look at all the biggest fighters of the past 20 years, 90% of them are either black or Latino. Like there are no great white fighters, and there is no great white hope anymore. Just let me finish. There is no great white hope anymore. The great white hope was when there was always a black heavyweight champion, and there were like white people who were racist who wanted there to be a white guy as a champion. And if you look at the last 15, 20 years of the heavyweight division, most of the heavyweight champions have been white. So there's no
What did Larry Merchant say? What did Larry Merchant say when Deontay Wilder got stopped by Fury?
I have no idea what Larry Merchant said, but Larry Merchant is a relic of the past, brother. You're talking to someone who's from right now. And
no, I understand.
Fury,
that wasn't a relic of a past.
and Usyk, the only people who have titles at heavyweight right now are Fury and Usyk. Do I think that's great because they're white? No, they won the fucking fights against whoever they fought. It didn't matter if they were white, black, or anything else.
Yeah, but go ahead, Queen.
No, you still, and you can go after. Sorry, but you still missed the point. What we're saying is, in the YTBC with the Americans, it's very dwelly on race, and this is why we're having this conversation, because we've got race bait.
But here's the problem. I get it. Here's the problem. You guys are listening to these fucked up channels
don't
You know,
listen.
Exactly.
there's me and Blood
I don't listen to
Boxing.
him.
We're the two original people from the YTBC, and race was never an issue between he and I. We've been here since 2007. These people who are these people who are trying to inject this into the YTBC now, they're fake.
What
They're
we're
fucking
saying.
frauds.
Okay, stop shouting over me because you're now being disrespectful. Okay, right. When I see you on Blood's Boxing, I don't see you jump up on his show and shout over him. So what the respect that you give Blood over there, you shall give that to me. Otherwise, don't come on.
I always give you respect, but I'm trying to make a point, a simple point.
No, be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Because what you do over there, you're not doing that over there. Be quiet. If you're going to be no manners, have no manners there and have no manners there. I respect consistency. Yeah, don't be.
You've heard me debate before.
Yes, so don't talk over me. And you know how I am. Don't talk over me.
I'm not trying to talk over you. I'm just trying to make a simple point.
Well, the point is not simple that you've made because it's not a simple topic. So we're not going to simplify it because it's complex. Go ahead, Sports Heaven.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sports Heaven. Kenny, because he was addressing Kenny, so Kenny wants to go, and then you go after. My bad.
No, Hablo, I wasn't talking about right now. I was talking about situations that I saw in the 90s. I'm not saying it was prevalent now. You are absolutely correct. From about, especially if we talk about the 20th century, the heavyweight title was based, because the Klitschko brothers, were under German management. So that's a fact. And obviously Tyson Fury's the heavyweight champion, a very good one. Usyk ripped the title away from Joshua. But what I was saying, that maybe the background to this is that in the 90s, I never said now, in the 90s, Tommy, what we saw across the pond here, was that, there was a very big push towards Tommy Robinson. Now, I don't know what it was, but it was a very good promotion for, Bob, for a lot of promoters to sell Tommy Robinson as a white hope. What happened with Jerry Cooney and Larry Holmes in 1982, that is factual. That happened. But I'm not saying it happened now, but I'm just saying maybe there was a background to the situation, because, there are still a school of thought, obviously, from people around here where, fighters like him, Bud Crawford, wasn't getting well promoted by Bob Arum. A lot of people saying, why is that happening? Why is Bob Arum virtually saying he's not promotable? Those are sort of issues that maybe we're going to, but you are 100% right. Now, as we, state of play in the 21st century, that sort of thing doesn't happen because, at the end of the day, there's no need for it. But all I'm saying is that maybe the background was the sort of things we were seeing in the 90s with the ascent of Tom Morrison. Because obviously Tom Morrison had everything, he's a relative of, the late John Wayne. He had a good knockout record. And what we were seeing, was very, very rare, at that time in the 90s when he came on the scene. So that's what I was talking about. It's definitely not happening now, Hablo. And I agree with you on that. But I'm just trying to see if there's a history, and a background to what me and Lady Chann were asking. Why is it such an issue in the United States? But you, who live in the United States, have correctly said that's no longer an issue. You know more than me about what goes on in your great country.
No, and it's not correct, because this is what we're saying.
I'm not saying it's not an issue, just for the fact. I'm saying it's not an issue for me.
I'm opening the phone lines, but why have we got fucking 13 likes and there's 29 people? 29 people now in the chat, and we had 30 odd, 40 at one point, but there's 13 likes. Get the fucking likes up, jeez.
Get them up, people.
Get them up, people.
There's people that just want to tap the like, but hey,
I just want 1 second. Can I just? Oh, all right, go ahead.
Be Sports Heaven. Go ahead, Sports Heaven.
Yeah, thank you. What I was saying is, and I'd like to get it out though, so don't get misconstrued or what I'm trying to say, is that racism is a concept when you're dealing with hate and you're dealing with superiority. And America built its foundation on that. My grandfather marched with Martin Luther King. So with to act like 30 and 40 years, like I'm 43. I remember being in high school not too long ago. 20 years fly by. So racism was a problem in America just around the corner in the 90s. I remember we were still the first this and the first that. So I want to just put that point out. The second point is Larry Merchant was one of the voices of boxing in American boxing. And you can say he's a relic, but Bob Arum is probably his age. So boxing is being ran. A lot of the people that's in charge of boxing in America, if they're old like Larry Merchant. So they say they're not relevant no more. Isn't Bob Arum getting sued right now from Terrence Crawford for some racism?
What happened to that case now?
I mean, I think it's played
still
part.
going. It's the case is still in effect. Yeah,
But it's in
so
play,
far it's been in. Oh, go ahead.
No, Queen. I was just saying. The point is, it's sure enough some of that plays, and that has a big part to do with it. And you know, talking about putting the white hope and this. Loma, he was the pound for pound over Terrence Crawford. It don't take nothing for certain people to get to that top 3 slot for pound. Is Devin Haney even in the top 10 right now? Is Jamel Charlo even in the top 10 right now? ESPN.
Yes, they are.
Are they? Well, ESPN's top 10.
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen them in the top 10 of ESPN.
I thought they was removed.
Why is Loma there? Why?
Good point. So
I don't know.
He fights on ESPN because he fights on ESPN. He fights on ESPN.
He is in the ESPN. He's number 7 in the ESPN pound for pound ranking.
He fights on ESPN. I think that's why he's
the
there.
Ring top 10 is the original top 10.
No,
That's the
ESPN?
one I go by.
ESPN is the world leader of sports, and that represents most people.
But the Ring magazine is the original top 10.
Yeah, but I mean, would you agree that ESPN is what most people, the average person, gonna go off on?
No,
I don't.
No, it's the Ring magazine.
ESPN is very it has heavy influence.
That's a popularity. That's a popularity list.
They got Teofimo Lopez and George
But pound for
Camposos
pound is all about fantasy
but hold on,
and
let
fake.
me
It's
finish,
not
though.
real.
Let me
all right,
finish,
I'll let you finish, but I want to address your points.
I was quiet.
Sure. I agree.
Right.
But
so okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So ultimately, what I'm saying is, you said what you just said a few minutes ago before it was my turn. You said,
Somebody needs to mute their mic. If you're not talking, mute your mic, please.
Yeah.
Hello?
Everyone mute their mics. The ones that don't know how to sort out audio. I know it's not Mark, so Mark, you can have your mic on mute. It's not a problem. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I was just saying, you said before I was allowed to speak, you made the point of not to you. You said that to you don't see a problem with it. But the thing is, the world is bigger than just you, or it's bigger than just me. And it must be something, because we're here talking about it today. So that clearly says there's something wrong with it. And sometimes once someone wants to act like something doesn't exist or make it seem like it doesn't exist, and on top of it, you get passionate behind it. There's no reason to get passionate behind it. It just, it does make an eyebrow raise. So I'm going to press mute and I'm going to be quiet.
Yeah, that's what my problem is.
Can I address that?
Yes, in a minute when I've finished. When you've come in on a topic that you've now ruffled everyone's feathers, that it didn't need to be ruffled because of the tone and cadence that you've used, right? And it's pissed me off. Now you've got me in a pissed off mood, right? Because then you're being rude and over talking, and people that don't acknowledge that there's an issue, they're a part of the problem. So I advise you, start treading a little carefully. Sometimes eat some humble pie. Sometimes address your cadence. And if we say as black people, there's an issue, you as a non-black person, don't get involved. Go ahead, address it, Hap. Okay,
cool. First of all, I wasn't trying to jump in and be what you just said.
You did.
I came in and Kenny was talking about the great white hype and that's a big important thing in boxing. And I just addressed that particular issue with him, that came from the UK, came from England. It originated there. Okay, in terms of boxing, and okay, I'm not trying to talk about racism as a whole, because obviously that's a much bigger and broader issue. But within boxing at the moment, that's really irrelevant in my opinion. For me, and as somebody who was a founding member of the YTBC, like one of the original people who's been here, I just wanted to tell Kenny that that isn't part of what we all set out to do at the beginning, when it was Blood, me, and a few other people starting this whole community. Now, for the other guy who was talking about, he's Martin Luther King's grandson and
I
stuff.
never said that. I didn't say that. That's sarcasm.
Oh, no. Was it? Or
No,
I don't know.
No, I never said that. I said my grandfather marched Martin Luther King, and I was trying to let you see
March.
that. Just hold
Okay,
on,
sorry.
one generation,
Go ahead.
just one generation back, racism was a major issue, and it's not just disappeared in one generation. So my name is Sports, and I'm not
Sports.
the guy, and Martin
Sports.
Luther King is not my
I'm not
grandfather.
trying to. I must have misheard you. I'm not trying to say that racism is not an issue in boxing at all. It is. But what I'm saying is that the way that boxing has evolved until now, and the way the sport is right now at this moment, like there is no great white hype. There's no white boxer that's getting paid on a level above, the best black boxer, the best Mexican boxer, the best Latino boxer. I'm Puerto Rican, so like I follow boxing. Like, who was the white guy who was getting paid more than Cotto when he was doing his thing? Like, it just doesn't exist, honestly. Like, Usyk isn't getting paid more than Joshua. Fucking Loma's basically, unavailable and irrelevant. Like, they're like Bivol not getting paid more than Canelo, even though he won, even if they have a rematch. Like, I just think that it's because you guys are addressing these channels that are really focused on race, like the Dantes of the world and stuff. Like, they're really propagating that, and it's all for super chats, and also they can get money. They don't really care. When Dante started out, he was not like that at all. So, like, he's become that way because he saw what brings in money for him. But I've been here since day one. I'm not trying to say racism doesn't exist or anything, or that all the problems are cured. I'm just saying within boxing, within the sport that we have right now, I don't see that as an issue. When you have
Canelo's white, Caleb Plant's white. I do see it as an issue. I see when Tyson Fury gets a different treatment than anyone else. Yes, I do.
Why does he get a different
Mexican
treatment?
is white, then a Mexican counts as a white person. Is that what you're saying, Chan?
No, it doesn't.
So what color is Canelo?
No, colors is there's Sri Lankans
It's nationality.
there's Sri Lankans, there's Indians that.
What color?
I'm just saying.
He's ginger. He already did.
I understand.
Isn't he of
I
Irish
understand.
He's from Scottish descent. He already did his DNA thing. That is why he got on as a thingy. He is not like the usual coloured Mexicans who are brown. He is white, Sawab.
So why does that matter, though?
No. One second. I'm not saying that. The main reason, and I think why we're talking about
people in the back. Because you know what? People's going to have to start dropping some super chats. Because I see you lot drop super chats. And drop some fucking super chats if you want to overtalk me. Go and donate to the channel. Because you lot want to come in and control.
I'm a member.
Yeah, you're a member. That's cool. Yeah, you're a member. Go ahead. Don't overtalk me, Sawab. Otherwise, drop some donations if you want to be doing the talking and asking me if Canelo's not fucking white.
Channel. I've always supported your channel. I've always dropped super chats, but that's not the point. I didn't know it's because of your mic. We can't hear you. We don't know if you're talking.
Yes, you can hear me. Okay, do you want me to be this loud? Is that better?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Why didn't you say that? Listen, I'll do the fucking. I'll do what them motherfuckers do. Right? I'll be telling you lot, drop super chats before you want to talk over a bitch. Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
ma'am. I hit you on Twitter too in your
no,
DM.
not you, Mark. Mark, you know it's not aimed at you. No, it's not aimed at you. Just because you don't come on it and you're not over talking. These lot want to come on, over talk. Yes, you are a member. Shouts out to you, Hap. You are members, but don't push me, yeah. Because it's not. It's not. It's a luxury to be on the panel. I don't have to have you on. Go ahead. No one talking? Go ahead. Lisa, got anything to say? Yeah, you can drop off. I'm in a business.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of these channels, you know, it's a you know, I guess a hustle where it's clickbait and stuff, and that's like the angle is racial driven topics or whatever. Everything is about race, and you know, I just try to I just want to enjoy boxing for what it is without putting all of that into it because it takes so much away. It takes the fun away from everything. And unfortunately, like the brother that was talking, I forgot his name. This country unfortunately was predicated on race.
Sports.
Yeah, sports. Yeah, it was predicated on race. So you still see it. You know, people still. You know, it's a lot of people. You know, in the community that want boxing to be like it was in its heyday. And you know, times have changed. Boxing has evolved. It's become more global. Times have changed. You know, you can't live back in the 80s or 70s because times have evolved and has moved. So people haven't evolved with the change. That's what I'm noticing.
I've been
That's
on.
just my opinion.
I've been on some of these.
Okay, so go ahead. So you guys can call. Oh, okay, good. Let's go. I was just about to say, who've we got? Who's in the building?
It's Ben Adams, Queen Lady Chan.
What's up, guys? Can you hear Ben?
What's
Yeah, you
good?
can hear him. Oh, good. The
Yeah,
room.
Yes, yes.
You look beautiful as always. Yeah, so no disrespect to the rest of the guys, but yeah, when I was tuned in, like you, Mark Nash, Queen Lisa Bowles, Kenny Ken, and AJ, the energy was good and the conversation was good. Now, like I said, no disrespect to the rest of the guys, but now it's gone down. The energy is just dropped. That's all I wanted to say. And
have you got
respect.
Have you got anything to add about what we're talking about?
No, because I know racism still goes on in the world, yeah.
No,
maybe
the sport of boxing.
what?
We're just talking about in the box.
Oh, the
sport
boxing.
not in the world. Yeah, well,
yeah. To me, I don't. Racism don't exist to me. It does to other people. I think everyone's a soul. I look at everyone, and you're a soul. That's all you are to me. When we die, your soul lives on. So I look at everyone as a soul. I don't do all this race stuff and all that. Everyone's a soul to me. I love everyone. Yeah, in the boxing world, the only thing I could say to you about Joe Joyce, can you actually see him beating someone like Anthony Joshua or Usyk or Tyson Fury or even a Daniel DeBar? I don't know. Sorry, in the rematch. Do you actually think Joe Joyce could win a world title?
At some point, I do think Joe Joyce probably will once the other top lads probably disappear. I don't know.
Same question. Mark Nash, Queen Lisa Bowles, Kenny Ken, and AJ. Same question, and I'll let you guys go carry on.
All right, take care.
Thank you, bro.
Right. Right, Chan. Like I was saying before, I wanted to accidentally exited, so I didn't drop off. I didn't actually leave, so it was by accident. Secondly, the main reason why we're talking about racism in boxing is because of idiots like the LDBC and Dante and these clowns who race bait, who clickbait, and just ruins boxing for everyone in a sense. So this is the main reason why we're actually talking about it today on this panel.
Well, I'll say this, brother, and I like KQC, but I used to listen to them guys a lot, and I tend not to really listen to them too much. But what I will say is that I've jumped on sites and made personal opinions on who I think are very respectful. You talking about people like Pac-Man or Canelo, and I've been called a monkey, and I've been called throwing chicken at me. So it doesn't start with them. So they're not the only ones that's doing it. It's because racism is an issue. It just got broadcasted through them because Deontay is a part of that in particular group. So it's not just their in particular group that do it, because if you let them tell it, they'll tell you that they came together because there was other groups that was treating them in such a fashion. Floyd Mayweather, he's an American. When he fought Pac-Man in America, he was getting booed in his own country. Same thing when he fought Canelo. So that's all I'm really saying. It is an issue. Now, do I agree with Deontay and some of the stuff they do? I don't really agree with it sometimes because I don't believe in taking shots or, he basically used Shakur. He used Shakur as an example to get a message across. Now, is he solid or is he 10 toes in the ground with his message, and did he live it like he talk it? That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I understand
Exactly.
that, but
Yeah.
I understand it. But my point is, he's using such a big subject, right? We know it's so sensitive for lots of people. You know what I mean? He's using that and clickbaiting and race baiting people into sending super chats and people. Why does he have so many subscribers? I don't watch his channel, but from what I'm hearing, all he talks about is just this.
Race.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all he does. If he's a boxing channel, I haven't seen any video or anyone talking good about him. Besides the people that support him, who I understand, who are sensitive and who may feel the way they feel, but he's misusing it for his personal gain.
Can I add something?
Yeah, of course you
Go
can.
on, Nathan.
Because I noticed after Wilder lost like two plus years ago when he lost to Fury in the second fight, it went way left. It got worse. I mean, you had channels who didn't even cover boxing coming out saying like, pushing that Glovegate stuff, like the Young Pharaoh guy, Aki T. I mean, it's like, I'm like, I just didn't. Yeah, I didn't understand that at all. It's like, wow, this just went way left, and it just turned it into one big propaganda conspiracy. I mean, like, really, people like were willing to die by the sword on this stuff. I mean, it just got it's getting scary. It really is. It's getting scary. It really is.
Agree. Anybody wants to call in his number? So we got the number +447939530676. Because I am aware that some people don't like jumping on panels. So shouts out to you, Mark, for giving me the heads up that my mic was low and I didn't know. I always tell you guys, I check my mic. And I say, does my mic sound nice? Chickadee, check 1, check 2. Everyone's like, yeah. Last week I did a whole show with no mic. I thought the mic was on. Not one person told me, Shan, you're not mic'd up.
Chan, that's why you think sometimes when you speak and then we can't hear, we don't know you're speaking, especially when I was speaking, I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't, I normally don't interrupt. It's mainly
I didn't either.
these last two shows,
I didn't
your
either.
volume is low.
Well, I heard
you. Apologize.
I apologize.
And I'm going to sorry, Haplo, and sorry, Suave, if you couldn't hear me. And I bit you lot's heads off, but some of the bite the heads off is supposed to still stay bitten off. But yeah, sorry, my bad. You guys should have just told me you could not hear me. And yes, there are 3 races. Arlette, do you want to call in? Because I tried to call in last week, and we had roadcaster dramas last week. The roadcaster just said, no, I'm not doing anything that you want me to do. I had Malachi on and everything, and we tried.
That's probably why when I got mine, he texted me and said, "Hey, if you have any questions, go to YouTube." Because I ain't doing this shit no more, and I ain't doing no more tutorials. That's probably why he told me that.
Yeah.
You done burnt them out.
Which is me. I burnt him out. I tried not to.
Nah, I ain't having no problems. I'm Gucci over
Hey,
here.
Chan, you're lucky. The people that hate you comes on. You know what I mean? At least you tries to debate. You think they can have you on. But then there's me. I'm starving for the debates, but there's nobody Nobody's willing. Bruce Wayne's a bitch. Alexis is a bitch. He's a bitch.
I know.
And so is Alexis is a bitch.
I know you wanted the Intercontinental Breakfast Championship. I know, man.
Bro, I want all of it. I want lunch, dinner.
What are you trying to debate, Sawab? I'll debate you.
Bro,
oh boy, here we go.
No, it's not. I want to debate. Listen,
can we just
first of all,
enjoy
brother,
the sport?
I don't know
Everybody wants to debate. Can we just enjoy the sport, please?
Yeah,
I mean, debates are fun for me. I don't
debate,
know.
bro.
I'm
It's the
not trying to
journey,
be
bro. It's the
disrespectful.
journey. It's not the fight. It's the journey towards the fight. My main point with Alexis is he is such an ESPN cuck. He's excited for Beterbiev versus Yard, but then he gives shit to the PBC, who hypes up Tank and I think the Rolly fight.
I don't know who that is.
There's some guy. I think he normally comes on I think Jules' channel.
Yeah, he comes on Jules' channel sometimes.
Okay, well, let's not in the topic, shall we? Like, that's not a topic.
Sure, moving on.
Discuss. Yeah. So now also,
Sawab, if ever a debate comes up between us, I'll be happy to debate you in a
I would love to, but the problem is I would subscribe to your channel. I would hear your thoughts, and after that we would debate. So you tell me. I don't want it's Chann's channel. When I come on yours, I'll happily debate you if there's anything to debate. But if I agree with you,
I don't see any disagreement right now. But if we do, like, I'm happy to debate. Like, I've debated hundreds of people on here, so in a respectful manner.
Exactly. Likewise, that's what I wouldn't do.
Sounds like you guys are having a debate about having a debate.
No, AJ, we're not having a debate about having debate, but I'll debate you about having a debate.
The problem is,
we can debate
I don't know
now.
does Chan want to? Does she have a specific
Y'all
topics?
motherfuckers are rude, bro. Hello.
What?
God damn, let somebody come in sometime. I don't like talking over people, bro.
What's your problem?
My problem is that y'all motherfuckers don't give nobody a chance to say anything.
Bro, we were joking around, sir. Relax.
The point is, I talk to people and I listen to you talk and I try to talk. You motherfuckers don't know when to shut up.
Stop calling us motherfucker. Don't assault us like that. We ain't disrespect you, sir.
You know why I came to that? Because you don't listen. My problem is you.
Oh, me. I'm
Bro, you had a fucked up mic. So now you fixed your mic. Now speak, innit?
So that's all you had to say. So that's all you had to say. We can't hear you or something.
King
Well,
Ron.
we couldn't hear you,
Is
so
that
how
Ronald?
can you say we couldn't hear you? Are you dumb?
Yeah,
King
Ronald,
is in the
go ahead, brother.
So is my mic fucked up? Is that the problem?
No, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so chill the fuck out.
Relax, dude.
Trying out some sound effects because you.
Yeah, if you didn't notice, I was shut out the whole time I was in the chat. I was listening to you guys talk and rebuttal each other. But when I tried to chime in, you wouldn't let me talk, bro.
That wasn't me.
Just too much.
Yeah, I like that. I like the whole idea about a debate, but I don't think about it as a debate. I just think about it as a difference of a boxing opinion. Like if you think, like I was talking about Art of Beterbiev I was talking about Beterbiev the other day fighting Yarde, and the dude tried to go the wrong way about the conversation. I just wanted to find out if he thought that Yarde was somebody who could hang with Beterbiev, and I think he is.
Yard, Ron, it's Yard. Please say Yard. The E is silent. It's just Yard.
Well, yeah, I call him Yarde.
No.
My bad, LadyChann.
Yeah, just please call him Yard.
How you doing today, beautiful?
I'm okay, King. What's been happening? You changed your name yet again, Modern King Boxing. What's up? How's your day been? Happy July 4th. You know, whether you celebrate it or just loved having the day off, like whichever way. Was it a good day for you?
Well, yeah, happy July the 4th.
No, we don't celebrate it. It's not our day.
Yeah, happy July the 4th. I never changed my name. That's been my name all my life. This is the first time I actually changed it. Yeah. It's the first time I actually changed my channel name. But that's my real name. Yeah. In real life.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Your name.
I don't come on the internet to like come up here and cater to people.
Yeah, no, I just was saying that.
I decided to change it because I was bored the other day.
Okay. And how would you like to be a part of this conversation with what I was saying? I'm not sure if you caught.
Go
ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
What?
No.
Is my
My mic
connection
is
bad
not.
or something? It seemed like I'm lagging.
We got a call. Let's just take it. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? I know it's an American number.
I think I have a back.
Hang on, one sec, guys. You're gonna have to turn off your thing. Who's this? Is this my R to the left from Harlem?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, sis. How you doing?
Hey, Mark, you have to drop that. Brr, 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 brr. Oh.
Little bit late.
Yes, we can hear you now, Queen. You're now in the building. Welcome to the LadyChann show. What up, though? Let's talk. Go ahead. Get your shit off.
Yeah,
Because,
I just want to say that Cage and that X2 or whatever, those two clowns, I don't appreciate Cage calling me a ghetto African American N-word.
Oh, really? Guys.
That is disgusting. That is disgusting.
Who said this? Who said this? Oh, let's please stop.
Roll up the chat. Roll up the chat. Page PAIGE.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
She said something derogatory, and that's disgusting.
Arlette, we'll just hide her. Hide her.
I am, but she's out of control.
You got a wrench.
And
hide her.
I just wanted to say that about the three races, you know, you do. I mean, I said it because from what I learned in school, this is not like a personal thing that how I feel. What I learned in school that there are three races, and everybody else is like a combination of all. Everybody is like a mixture of it all. So when I said that Canelo is considered white, he is white. He is of Mexican.
Caucasian.
He is of Mexican ethnicity, but he is a white man.
Yeah, DNA wise.
So it wasn't anything to like. It's nothing. I wasn't trying to talk bad about him or good. It was just something that I know. And that smart aleck that says it's a new way. I don't know what a new has to do with the subject, but a Nui is not considered white, of course. He is considered Mongoloid. From what I learned in school, that's what they consider people of Asian race. Yes, but I wasn't trying to say anything derogatory about anybody or anything. So I come in peace. I love all. I love all countries, all cultures, everything. But when they have people in the chat that start like putting stuff into it, it just aggravates the crap out of me. And they're no better than the LGBT.
Yeah, I just scrolled up and I saw like I want you to do the hiding. I want you to do it, get the satisfaction, because I just saw that and it is out of order. People hit me up and talk about, oh, you don't look in the chat, you don't see what's going on, there's wars in the chat and you support it. It's like, for one, everybody's grown adults. I don't mind if people are chopping it up in the chat. That's why the moderators are there to moderate. I can't do everything. I'm fucking changing. I'm getting sound effects from there, trying to do this from there, trying to, you know. So
speaking of which, Chan, I'm going to jump back in the chat.
Yeah. And Hap is a good moderator as well. So Hap, you can scroll up and see what, because we've got this girl that does come in here every week. She's new and she says shit on my comments. And then she come on the live last week and said some shit. And I had to tell her about herself. She comes in and she's she's rude. So she's called Arlette a ninja. Oh, this ghetto ninja. So get the fuck out.
Yeah, normally I stay in the chat and I'm looking for stuff like that. But I just wanted to jump on and address Kenny.
Yeah,
salute to everybody on the panel. I'm about to jump off and I'll be in the chat.
Thank you so
You need
much.
to give me a channel link. If I see you there, I'm going to click. Debate.
Channel as such like that. He don't have a channel. I know Hap does have a channel where he does upload bits and pieces. Hap, put your channel link in the comments.
Well, he just said he's been there since 2006.
No, but he means like he's a part of the original PC. Like he has. Hap is an old school veteran. But go ahead, Arlette. What do you want to add? Fuck them
I just
idiots.
wanted to add that you look beautiful as usual. I love the pink on you.
Oh, do you love the pink? Oh, thank you.
Yes, I do. I do.
Thank you.
And last week's show was good. And I'm sorry I couldn't really express what I was trying to say because we had like difficulties, but but this show is like live all of the time. And I've been a fan of yours for a while, and I will continue to do the support.
Arlette, you're my
Thank you
sister.
so much.
Thank you very much for joining us, Arlette. You know it's always but like nothing but love. And get that motherfucker out of the building. Thanks, Arlette.
I will. Thank you.
See you, Queen.
Bye.
Bye, beautiful. Bye.
Jan?
That was Arlette in the building from Harlem. Bye. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask you, you know, your show sometimes I get confused. So do you have sometimes specific things that you want to talk about, or is like a free flow?
No, we have to cover you know what I do, Swab? I cover the topics, and then usually if it's finished and there's some other bits that come, that's
what I'm saying. Because sometimes, you know, in the conversation, stuff gets like it goes somewhere else. But I don't know. We'll keep on topic. You have to address it when the panelists come. Stay on topic.
Shakur Stevenson, a sellout. So this is what we were talking about. This is the weekly wrap-up show. Guys, I've been doing this week in and week out for months. It covers the week in what's happened in the week in boxing. So whatever happens in the week in boxing, we try to cover the most of those topics, or the kind of like more of like the trending ones, and this is but this is what I've realized. This isn't the Shakur Stevenson a sellout is not a trending topic for people in the UK. You got to remember, guys, I rock with a lot of my American brothers and sisters. So when you lot are asleep, I'm with my American brothers and sisters. So most of my demographic and on my analytics of my YouTube show is 40%. It's growing 40% Americans. So I realize that sometimes what I see as a trending topic isn't a trending topic for you guys. You're like, what are you not talking about? So yeah, you're gonna have to be a little bit more all-rounded, guys.
I'm all rounded. I'm into the American boxing. You know how I am.
Yeah,
I'm up all night.
In general, because I had a lot of people going, they didn't know this Shakur Stevenson thing was an issue. So yeah, so that's why I thought, to me, it's an issue for me. I wanted to talk about it. And is Kenny Ken? Is there, because we haven't heard from you in a little minute. We will go over to just talk about, the UK Joe Joyce top 10, and we'll talk about this Joe Joyce. I'll let anybody want to chime off on the rest of this topic. But do you know what I'll do? I'll start from Mark. I'll work my way down. I'll see Lisa, AJ, Ken. That one's a great disc. Who's that? Sport 7. Sport 7, can you put a picture on your avatar? I hate the grey discs.
Okay.
And then we'll go to Schwab. Yeah. Okay, so Miggity Mark. Jiggity check 1. The show I can't done. Mark, where are you? Mark Nash? He is not in the building, is he?
I agree with Mark, though.
Yeah, Mark said everything. Give Mark a round of applause. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, I couldn't have said that better than what you just said. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, 100%. Hang on. Okay, so Lisa, do you want to wrap up this part of the topic? Is there anything that you want to?
No, it's pretty much I said what I needed to say. Basically, Shakur has the right to, express how he feels about boxing, support any boxer that he wants to say what he wants to say. Whether we agree or disagree, he has that right. And if you can't have your right to say anything, it's like everybody got a rebuttal of everything you say. That's not good. So that's just my stance.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. And Lisa is hailing from Brick City. So, this is a topic close to it's too close to all our hearts. Modern King, you are a motherfucking don. So we've got a new member in the building. What I do play the super chat because it's the same as a donation to me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, King Ron the Don, for becoming a YouTube member. Yeah. Guys, if you want to become a member, I'd advise you to do so because as you can see, we kicked off an interview with Uncle Coach Ronnie Shields. That's for the members. I do feed the non-members the drips and drabs, bits and pieces, but my members must get what they need to get first. And that's what I'm gonna do. So, just for a price of a Happy Meals at McDonald's, mate, you can pick 3 different quality tiers. It's up to you. Join, because you're gonna miss out because there's some good shit popping off. We've got some really good guests coming through and stuff. And that's what I do. I like talking to the guests. That's my forte. That's when I first came into the YTBC. I came in really doing a lot of interviews, and I don't even call them interviews, chopping it up with people. And I advise you to become a member today because on Wednesday we have got the current reigning 130-pounder, most gorgeous woman in the world that we are, Alicia Baumgartner.
No way! Wow. Well done, Chan.
Shouts out to shouts out to Julius as well. Because Julius, I was like, Julius, I seen her on your channel. I'd love to get her. He was like, yeah, I'll hit her up. Just reach out. I was like, okay. Thank you. So I've been talking to her since last week. I spoke to her today. She's a great girl, and we're going to chop it up on Wednesday. I'll give you the time. It may be 9 p.m. UK, so that will be 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stand by. So yeah, going to be having Alicia Baumgartner, and this is what I'm saying. So what we do is, sometimes we get the lives on whoever jumps on the live, and then after the live's finished, I private that shit, and it goes to my members, and then they have it all. So if you're not at the live, because the reason why I don't do it just straight to the members, because I don't have a lot of members. I could do it and then feed pieces to the non-members, but you either be at the live, catch it, because it will be privated and go straight to the members to watch in its entirety. And I do have to release some more Uncle Ronnie Shields in the building as well. So shouts out to King Ron the Don. Thank you. So just giving you the heads up on who's coming through, and next week will be, I think, someone different, but stand by. So that's why it's important. Muy importante. See? Okie dokes. All right. Who else have we got? What else? Yeah, Mark, that number does work for our US people. Double, because it's 00. You'll dial in plus, if you're doing it on the phone, you just plus 447939 530 676. Yeah, that Arlette called in. She called in from New York. So where did Mark go? Did Mark fall asleep?
No, I was making some tea.
Oh, was you making some tea?
Some tea, yeah.
You was making some tea. Shouts out to as well your sister that was in the UK as well, Mark.
Yeah, she's in Spain.
Yeah, she was. She was here. She was in the building.
She came all the way over there to see Adele sing Hello. But when she her flight and her trip and all that, it was before Adele had a residency here in Vegas. So I was like, you could have saw her in Vegas. She was like, yeah, but I want to see her, in her element in the UK. So
yeah. Shouts out to her. Yeah, shouts out to her. She can give you the rundown of what the UK.
Why have a KFC in McDonald's and you can have it in KFC?
Exactly. That's a good one.
Black man, you want to talk to me about chicken? Is that racist? Come on, man.
Oh, for fuck's sake, bro. See what I mean? Bro, you can't use a metaphor nowadays, bro. Shut up, bro. Everybody's so sensitive nowadays, man. But where are all the men gone?
I'm joking with you, man. It's a little joke.
Nah, I know.
Mike, I'm gonna get that, Mike. That's a road, isn't it? Is that the road, Mike?
It's the road pie, Mike.
Yeah. Any good? I see all the reviews.
I love it. How it sound to y'all?
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
And it's like only $99. So
yeah,
it sounds finger licking.
Look, here comes more racism. I'm joking. Oh, sounds finger licking. Swab. It's finger licking.
I don't want a man ever talk to me about licking fingers in your life, homie. Please, please, never. Hey, look, it's a whole lot of places. Hey, look, you can say that for Pornhub or something. You can see a whole bunch of things you want to see, but don't ever talk to me about licking no fingers again. Shout out to my
bro. I'm happily married to a woman, so I'm okay.
Are you married now? Did you get married?
I've been married since 2020.
Oh, shame! I didn't
2
know.
years. And it's gonna be my 2 years anniversary. In August.
Shouts out Swab.
I want to say this though. We fell for the bait. Dante Boxing Nation, or his coach would call him Dante's race baiting nation, has baited us in. The whole
exactly.
That we're spending time talking about his video and his back and forth with Shakur, which is really counterproductive. Look, I'm looking right here. The man has over 328,000 subscribers on YouTube. If he was so concerned with race relations in America, he's not doing a good job, first of all, being in Thailand. But also, what are you doing with your platform of 328,000?
Let me see. Get up.
Go ahead.
Mute your mic. No. That's mute your mic, Ron. Go ahead, Mark. Continue.
I'll pass to Ron because he was trying to talk earlier and then the phone rang. So, but that's all I want to say. I just think it's disingenuous to have such a large scale platform and been in this thing for what, over 10 years. What are you doing, Dante's Boxing Nation? How sincere are you with race relations? Because we have a lot of things going on in America other than Shakur Stevenson picking Tyson Fury to beat Muhammad Ali. It's a mythical fight. We will never know what happened with that. Stop playing with people's emotions and tugging with. It's a mythical fight. That's who will win. Jesus or come on, Santa Claus.
Jesus or Moses.
Yeah, like okay, yeah, Santa Claus versus Easter Bunny. My G, stop baiting people in, tugging on their emotions in such a critical climate and time. Now's not the time for a division. We need more unity now than any time ever. I'm not even just talking about black and white relations. I'm talking about the human race, like more unity. I just can't express it enough.
Yeah,
it's totally.
Bro, the funny thing is, let me just add to your point. Sorry
Go
for
ahead, cut the black man off while he talking. I've been quiet for.
I know. Come on,
shut up.
Go and cut the black.
No, Swab. Let him speak. Let him finish, and then you go.
I need that slap sound effect where I can just go slap.
Yeah, silence.
I won't do that in real life, but for the sake of
entertainment
value. Yeah, I need to hit him with one of those. But that's all I wanted to say, man. See, that's why I don't like to be cut off. I forget. I smoke too much weed.
You said that
it's disingenuous with so much going on in the world and the climate. We need each other more than any other time in the world. Not just talking about policing, school shootings. You guys don't deal with that abroad, but the COVID situation where the C-19 affected everybody globally. I think we just need more unity now than ever. And like I said, you got 328,000 subscribers, my brother. All you can talk about is Shakur Stevenson. That's the only thing you know what's going on in America. I digress. I pass the mic on that one. Thank you for your time. I wanted Ron to get his bars off because he's been waiting.
Yo, Shan, before yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Shan, I was hoping you would just say, like, come to me next or something. That's what I was hoping. But yo, shout out to Mark Nash, great channel. He has you thinking about different topics when he speaks. He's very intelligent in how he delivers it. And I can say that about Mark Nash. I haven't been over there in a while, but I know who he is, and I know how he think, and I know how he try to, keep an audience engaged. Very important how he goes about it. But yeah, Lady Shan, Dum Caesar. This is my last channel I'm subscribing to, like as far as being a member, because there's a few of y'all out there that's actually that are changing y'all changing it how the narrative is supposed to be given, or how the real information is supposed to be given. Like I was saying about Mark Nash, he delivers it to you a different way. He kind of gets people involved. He's bringing people back to the sport. When you go on these biased big channels, all you hear is a bunch of like egotistical arrogance, like and they don't ever get the fucking pick right. They never get the fucking pick right. You know what I'm saying? Like I was with them back in the day, the big channels, as far as thinking like they thought, and I was down with Rigo. But Rigo is a Hall of Fame fighter, but he went up there and messed with Lomachenko, and it was a wrap. You see what I'm saying? Because he was too big. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the point. Like, it's all about being honest. Like, that's why I kind of like feel like boxing needs to merge more. It's not about being egotistical, thinking that we got the best fighters in the world. It's about putting those guys in situations where they can become legendary. And that's why I feel like merging is very important. I said that like 3 years ago about merging, and it's coming to fruition the way I feel about it, Lady Chan. That's why I always big you up for bringing an audience from the UK, because guess what? We are the change that boxing needs. The way I feel about it, I can see the future.
And I
100%, bro.
Yeah, and you can go after me, Swap. And I appreciate you, Ron, because you have rocked with me from quite early, and I see you support constantly our channels, Mark's channels, Coach's channels. Yeah, and we appreciate you just as you appreciate us. Do you know what I mean? So it's everything's about duality. What you guys say? Duality. Duality. We'll say it with an English accent. Duality. So, you know, where there's good, where there's bad, you know, where there's bad, there's good, where there's up, there's down. So without that, you know, we wouldn't know what happiness is if we didn't know what unhappiness is. And, you know, we're here as the newbies. We're the new kids on the block. Myself, Mark, Coach Malachi, and we just do what we do. And we appreciate you as well. You know, and Julius, he'd been on the block for a little minute. He'd be hanging out the block like he'd be hitchhiking at this point. Julius, shouts out, shouts out to mi hermano. Suab, go ahead.
Chad, thanks for having me on. Because it's about a fan base. It's like, okay,
he's gone again.
Go ahead, Ron. Is it you got mic audio problems? Go ahead, Suab. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking like what I was trying to say was like, yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, bro. Either you're gonna speak or no, he's gone again. Anyways, when it comes to Dante, he has what 320.
No, it's the mic. It's the mic. I'm gonna get off. It's the mic.
Okay, Ron. Sorry, thanks,
brother.
We're here anyway. Thank you for coming on.
See you later, Ron. Sis, Queen.
Yeah, you got
it's 7 o'clock. Yeah, I gotta do a commitment. Yeah. If you're still on, I'll come back.
Yeah. Just hit me. I may be, I may not be. It depends how this goes because we still got to touch the pro-choice topic and whatever. So, Queen, thank you, my sister, for joining us. Lisa Bales was in the building.
All right.
See you later. See you, sir.
Thanks for
see you
having
everywhere,
me.
man.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks for having me,
say hi.
guys.
Absolutely.
And Mark, that number does work for US.
See you later.
All right. Take care, guys.
Kenny said bye as well.
Okay, bye-bye, Kenny.
Ken, what are you saying? Are you off?
No.
Oh.
All I'm saying, it's a very, I think it's a big, massive topic around the world, and you know that we spoke about, and you know, as you know, there's nothing worse than a clickbaiter and a baiter. You know, someone who, because what that guy's done is that, you know, there's loads of issues to discuss in boxing around the world, especially the heavyweight scene. You know, we're going to get to the Joe Joyce thing, but you know, there's got so many culminations. You know, like pathways for Joe Joyce to, you know, finally become a champion. You know, Daniel Dubois is part of the mix. You know, everyone writes off the Hall of Famer and promoter Frank Warren. You know, because you know, it looks like the state of play that he has control of the heavyweight scene because of the fact he's fighting big fight. So these are the things, you know, that happen in boxing. You know, people like, you know, that website, you know, the YouTube channel. The fact is that people say things for effect because he knew he'll get loads of views, loads of discussions, and it, you know, any other topic he's probably getting about 10,000 views. With using that topic, criticising a future Hall of Famer fighter, that's probably put a couple of noughts on these views. So you know,
no.
10,000.
Exactly.
Mark, how many views is it? If you look on his channel, does he average? Them man, they're on about 100, maybe about 80k views, maybe 100.
Chan, the funny thing is, yeah, he has 320 or 300 or 300k plus, and
Yeah.
they don't mean jack shit to boxing, because if they do, all of them, I think all of them, from what I've seen, they support Tank Davis. But all his pay-per-view numbers have been what? 65k, 270, 250. So where's the rest of them gone?
Yeah, that's a strange thing that he's got more subscribers than what the favorite boxers the favorite boxers.
Exactly.
That's
Julius makes a great point. Sorry to
That
button it. Julius
point.
makes a great point. These lot, they don't mean nothing to boxing. They're not boxing fans. They're just race baiters. So that's why I don't really like even talking about it. I think mentioning that even though now Shakur came out and blasted him, people are still supporting that clown and not on, I think, unsubscribing. So that's what they want to hear. It's not even Dante. It's these clowns that follow him. These
It's
sheep.
RTV's doing it as well, jumping in. They're just losers, mate. Shouts out to my guy TJ in the building. What up, Thomas Jones, one of my members and great moderators as well. Yeah, it's just quite sad. I just wanted to see if Gredax, you are here, my UK brother in the building.
Hello, good evening. Just apologies for using the word coloured instead of black. Did not mean to cause offence.
I just prefer just to say black.
Ignorance on my part.
Yeah, no, it's all good because I know it wasn't coming from you trying to be polite. No, I know it wasn't coming from a bad place. I just correct. Black's cool. Just say black people, black this.
Got it. Thank you.
Oh, go ahead, Gredax, because you was making a point of what we're trying to say.
Yeah,
we're not talking about racism 200 years ago. We're talking about what's happening in the YPC on the US side.
It was just odd. It's a shame I couldn't join earlier, but it was just like, it started in the UK 200 years ago. Yeah, what's that got to do with their channels today? Talking about how Shakur a sellout. Like, what's that got to do with anything? He a racist. Plain and simple, he a racist. He making money from it, and he's gonna continue doing it, isn't he? That's just it. That's how he's making his money. Just bringing up fear and division. Like, that's how he's doing it.
Yeah, and I don't understand. I was just trying to find if there could be a solution. You know why you identify a problem, then you have to try and form
It's tough because none of our American friends seem to identify correctly where it's coming from and give us a decent answer.
Correct. I asked all of you guys, like, what is it? Nobody could give me one answer, so it seems like it's so.
Someone talking about England 300 years ago. Someone talking about England 200 years ago.
I brought up. I'm from America, brother, and I brought up a point rather not acknowledged or rather not it was accepted is a whole other conversation. You know, that's the beauty of the world we live in, is that it's everybody got a different opinion. Everybody got a different view of things. So, I mean, I just made my point was clear as day that racism is a major factor and it ties into everything. Now, what the brother Ron said, I did like what he said about Deontay when he said he has over 300,000 viewers. And what is he doing to use that, you know, to use his panel?
He's milking them for money, man. That's what he's doing.
Well, you know, I agree with the brother Ron said when he made that point, because that is a good point. Everybody
that was Martin Ash. That was my point.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great point. You know,
thank you.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't. I mean, the facts is in the pudding. Now, the fact that he got 300 plus viewers, we can call them names because we don't agree with them. But at the end of the day, those he does have messages, and some people do relate to that. And that, you know, and as far as I listen to the brother, now I don't listen to him heavy because he does overkill. Every time it's the same thing. So sometimes I just don't even want to listen to him. But he just didn't call Shakur a sellout or call him a coon, or just, it wasn't based on that. He just made a video for, I think, 60 minutes breaking down what Shakur was saying and explaining his side. Now, again, can he change some things? Can he do some things that's different? For sure. But a lot of people following them, and I don't think that makes them douchebags or make them names or make them, nothing
You
negative.
follow him, don't you? You
Huh?
do. You follow him, don't you?
Well, no, I follow you. I've never talked on his panel. I mean,
I'm not saying that it's bad if you do follow it. By the way, I'm just saying that because when someone kind of backs someone, I feel.
But yes, ma'am, I do, because I believe some of the stuff he says I agree with. Yeah, no question about it. Yes.
Got you. Yeah, on that, I'm gonna have to disagree with you, King. I'm just not down with all of that. I'm just not down with pro-black, but your wife ain't. And like I said, it doesn't matter, but it don't matter because we're all mixed around here and in London. If any of you guys come over, and in the UK, you'll come over and you're gonna be like, wow, is this okay? Cool. Like, it's not a thing. There is racism here. Don't get it twisted, but we've worked hard to keep it gone back to being covert. And what we're saying is what we're seeing a bit more over there. It's looking very overt. But there are problems sometimes here. You're like, if you can be pro-black here, they always deem you as like you're automatically anti-white, and it's just like, no, let me celebrate my blackness for one.
So you do. Keep up with Queen. You do keep up with the American topics in the news, correct?
Yes, yeah, I do. I do.
Okay.
I do.
So you remember how they had the shooting maybe 2 months ago? The boy, and I think we was even talking about it on your show. You was talking.
Aubrey. No, which geezer? Which one?
It was a shooting. He had the body armor on, and he went into the Buffalo grocery store and started shooting people. That's all. So
and they didn't even tase him or nothing. Like, the police was just like that. What that time, and the police was just like, yeah, come on, hands behind your back, and they was cool with him. That geezer. You talking about that guy, that shooter?
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, there's been a lot in the last month. You guys have been fucking popping off at the minute. There's a shooting every day.
Yeah.
I'm seeing on Instagram. I'm trying to tap in on Instagram, like, shooting in Texas, shooting here, shooting there. It's like, wow, get these guns off the streets. Just, I'm against you guys. I think it's the Second Amendment, or the right to bear arms. I'm fully not in agreement of that amendment. Sorry, I'm not. It's not doing you guys any favors. I think all guns should just be. Obviously, there's going to be guns that are going to be on the underground and still come through. But if that amendment was withdrawn and everybody is not allowed to have a gun, but I think it may have gone too far. And it's such a big country with different states. I think it's too hard to probably try and recall all of that and try. Like, you couldn't now have police that didn't have guns because everybody of you guys have got guns. So the police would just be shot, wouldn't they? So I don't know how it fixes. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it gets better though. But there has to be some kind of solution. I don't know what it is. That's just a mind-blowing one. It actually does my head in, because you speak to like Mark's a Southerner. I speak to a lot of Southerners, and they're like, no, we have a right to bear arms, and we should bear arms. Like, I just don't want to be anywhere where I feel that people have to have guns, that I'm walking around with people with guns, because I didn't grow up like that. So it makes me feel uncomfortable that I could step on somebody's toe at the supermarket over there, and they'd be like, say something, and I'd be like, what the fuck? And then they pull out a gun because they're not of sound mind. Not everybody has a gun that has a gun is of sound mind, and you could just get shot. Like that, that isn't a fear here like that. Like, oh, fuck off, you fuck off, and that's it. Everybody goes about their day. I'd probably have been dead if I was still in America, and that's a sad thing to say, So I don't know what the solution is. Go ahead, Kenny. Everyone's
no,
like,
I think what's happening is that it's easy for us in the United Kingdom to assume that America's a dangerous and lawless place, but
no, it's not lawless.
It's a dangerous place in terms of the gun situation, but it's what they've been it's what they've been used to anyway. So, in terms of having a gun, it's like very normal here, normal in the United States. So, they'll still feel safe, and maybe there are people that feel that they need that kind of protection. But as you say, grow up here, we're not about that sort of thing. Having a weapon. If you have a weapon here, it's not for protection. We see it as to use harm. But it's the different philosophies. it's not just America that have arms. Remember, in our own doorstep, there was a shooting in Denmark, so it's the other countries in Europe as well.
Yeah, but Kenny,
have
to be fair, you can that's one that that's only one out of how many years.
Yeah,
You
but
can you can count mass shootings in
Yeah.
all of the European countries together on probably in the last 10 years on two hands, Kenny. Whereas I go on Instagram every single day and I see shootings like one in this state here, one in that state there, every single day. Every day.
Definitely. But there are other countries in Europe, even though it's not as prevalent as we're being told in America, because America's a massive country, massive media center of information. Everything seems to become anything that happens in the United States invariably is going to be news around the world. But
wrong. You're wrong there. Wrong there. Half of the stuff, that 3/4 of the shootings and mass murders that happen in America don't get reported to us. Only
maybe so, but certain things. What I'm trying to say,
it was Mark, and he asked me, "Is this with the guy that got shot, Jakeland? Is it Jakeland? The guy that got shot 60 times by the police the other day. I bet you didn't even know about that. That's not on our 10 o'clock news, Kenny. Massive story. He just got like shot up 60 times by the police. Why isn't that on our news? This is what I'm saying. It's not reported just because it's happening in America.
No, I think if we tend to hear things in the United Kingdom about mass shootings, mass shootings at schools, mass shootings regarding in malls, and in public places and everything. So that
we should be hearing about all of them. This is what I'm saying. So can you imagine the stuff that we're not hearing? And we're in the age of social media, and the only reason why we're hearing bits, a little bit more coming through, is because of social media. But even though we do have social media, I could give you 10 stories probably now of what's happened in America in the last month, and I bet you wouldn't know.
People in the United States say
you only know the upstate, the Buffalo feeling.
I've spoken to a few Americans, obviously at the match when they come over, and when we do talk about the situation regarding gun crime, they say, "Well, you lot can talk. You got knife crime here." So
but it's not to the same extent. No one going on 40.
I'm only talking about the American. I'm only talking about the Americans. I see you come over for the Arsenal games, so and they always counter that argument, and I think that's the situation. But in the United States, again, I'll never get used to seeing all these mass shootings. I'll never come to terms with the fact that a normal person can get, as long as they have a license, they can own a gun. I don't get that. I don't get how you can justify having a gun for protection. I don't get it. But I've got a British passport. I lived in in the United Kingdom all my life, in London all my life. So I don't understand what the situation in America, but I can't how to say, show any empathy for people who are pro guns when I see kids get killed by other kids. I can't empathize with that.
Anybody from the Americans want to respond? Because I'm not American, so
you hit the LadyChann. You hit it on the nail. I mean, the guns is the issue. So you take away those guns, a lot of these issues won't happen. So there's no question about that. But in the flip side, what gets overlooked is this country was built off of bloodshed. The Wild Wild West, was literally what it was. So that's really, it's a violent country.
I mean, every other country on earth was built on bloodshed too.
Well, that's a good point you're making, but the bloodshed over here, I mean, it just keeps spilling, and I think the guns could have it is the main reason you take the guns away. Some of them crimes will go down, but ultimately, back to the reason I brought up the Buffalo situation wasn't necessarily about guns, because as much as guns as they have over here, People go to football games, pack stadiums every day, and people don't get shot at them. So, as many guns and stuff, there is some good points here in America. But the reason I brought up the Buffalo shooting was just it was a race, the black community shooting up black folks or keeping up black in that community, and it was race related. So here it is in 2022, we still got that kind of stuff going on. So this explains to you why so many channels in America is so race orientated.
Driven. Race driven. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. There you go. Thank you. Race driven. It's just what it is. And some brothers they started their own channel so they can talk amongst themselves, and and make they get a little money, they get a little recognition, and they, like anything else, they become a little corrupt, and they say, hey, you know what? I'm making some money talking about this shit, so I'm just going, every time I get on here, I'm going to start up some shit to get my views and to get my money. But that, like, race is not a part of boxing, it's just completely false.
If there's so many issues with race, why is he perpetrating it by going on about like only black fighters supporting black fighters and stuff? Isn't that making it worse?
Well, let me say this, right? We keep saying him, but he's a reaction to an action. So, right? I mean, it's not just him, and
there's loads of them who are racist. That's true.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's loads of over there. It's the black ones that are being racist. Yeah, I know there's Hispanics being racist and there's whites being racist. But I'm saying I am saying that the alphabet channels and the conscious community are the ones that are pushing these types of narratives. And there's not anything that I can hear to say, that's right. There's nothing. And Jonte's race baiting, cheeseburger eating nation, which fat shit self, fucking and sitting there in Thailand while he takes all of you lots of US dollars, to be fed shit. I don't understand why you guys need to be led so bad.
Well, lady,
you're led by like anybody.
Well,
like,
lady,
it's wild.
I'm sorry.
People like that. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. What I was really trying to say is, I think that's where some of this miscue. That's my miscue on the conversation. I'm not going to try to justify, I give my opinion, what it is, and try to force feed somebody what they don't want. But I'm just saying in general is that I don't think it's about people following. I think some people, they happen to agree, and that's like, I like coming to your channel because I enjoy how you interact with everyone. You give everyone a chance to speak. You try to be down the middle 90% of the time. You're honest. You have a good panel. You have good people that come and support, and I enjoy it. It's a family atmosphere, and I enjoy this channel. I'm not following you or being led to follow you.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, because like you just give him the traits, and I appreciate you too, King, and you know that. And you've just ran down the traits that you like about me, and one of them is honesty, right? Honesty. So, why when you know that a channel is dishonest and disingenuous, that audience has to be followers. I'm not saying you because you look at that channel, but if that audience, maybe they don't know that they don't know. Maybe it's just that.
Well, is it really him? So, let's just back up. Let's pause for a minute, right? Let's give him the benefit because I don't know the man, right? So I don't know everything about the man. Do I think he milks it a little bit? I think
if I could play it for you, I would, but I
listened to it earlier, listened to it before because I think Coach was on just before you. I was watching Coach go off, so I listen to everyone. You're my favorite, but I listen to everyone, and even if I agree or disagree, and so this is what he feel. This is what he wants to talk about, and people can either choose to listen or not to listen. Now, when you take what he take and you go on, like, if, say for instance, if I was to listen to what he said and then I was to make a lie and start basically regurgitating what he said, right? And then that's where it can become dangerous, and that probably does occur. So, I get that, but that's just what he wants to do, and those people like to listen to, and that's what they support.
You're doing some weird mental gymnastics here to like justify it.
One sec, we've got a call coming in, guys. What up, though? Caller.
Hello, Queen Lady Shannon.
Oh, it's Ben.
Adams
Go on,
again.
Ben. What's up, Ben?
Yeah, can I ask one question to Kenny Ken? If not allowed, it's basically off topic from boxing. Just a quick question about tennis. If not, then it's okay.
About tennis, could we not keep the topic? Could you call in afterwards and we'll go for that because it's just breaking up the flow. We're just trying to get somewhere.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. I love Kenny Ken, mate. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, okay,
But
we'll
yeah.
just call back in for that because we're just gonna not try and deviate for now.
Okay, all right, bye.
Shouts out. Thanks. Go
Leave
ahead.
it in the comments, homie. Leave that question in the comments. He can see it and he can type to you in the comments.
Yeah, leave it in the comments. That's
Yeah.
good. Thanks.
Let me say this though, just to stay on topic, to the brother who was just saying, yes, you can, yes, that's his opinion. He's entitled to his opinion. But like I was stating, it's disingenuous because what is he doing with his platform of 328,000 subscribers, over 28 million views? Like, is he covering the shooting? Did he cover the George Floyd murder? Like, it's disingenuous to say this guy ain't riding with his people because he picked Muhammad Ali to lose in an imaginary mythical fight that had never happened versus Tyson Fury. And you're gonna say the guy's not riding with his people. You're trying to turn people against him. You know what I'm saying? It's gaslighting. It's tasteless. It's tasteless to say this guy, and it's painting him in a negative way. Dante is old enough to know what he's doing. He's been doing this for over a decade, man, and it's classless, bro. And this is a young dude that could, I don't know how old Dante is, but he probably could be Shakur's dad. Ain't he in his 40s?
50s.
Yeah, he's in his 40s.
No, 50s.
Dante's 50. Come on, man. He could be the kid's father. So I just think you can do better. We all need to do better with our and be responsible with our microphones. Be responsible with this space that we're in right here, and have some integrity. If you're gonna talk about that, I mean, it's an imaginary fight, homie. It's never gonna happen. Muhammad Ali versus Tyson Fury. Come on, bro.
It never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I had that in my mind already when you
Never
said it.
heard of it. Shout out to Megazord. Shout out to Carmen Serene. Peace to you. Nah, man, that fight ain't gonna happen, bro. So to try to make this a thing where he's not riding with his people, what do you think he's trying to do? He's trying to galvanize the troops to get people to not support Shakur. When you say things like, "Oh, Shakur posted Jamel Herring, he didn't post his fight against Oscar Valdez," I mean, because he wants the Mexican, he think the Mexicans. Now we're going into the hearts and minds of men. Did he reach out to Shakur for a statement? Shakur clearly said, "Hey man, I was supporting you before." Hold on. So because it's tacky, it's wrong, it's baseless, and go get your arms. He's reaching. But I'll pass the mic on that note.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's absolutely right. He's turning his, let's be honest, predominantly 300,000 black followers against a black fighter who needs support for what he's doing, and he's a great champion. Like, it's just ridiculous. And somehow this isn't like racist.
So
just because he said Canelo was a good fighter. Come on, like
he said Bam Bam Rodriguez. He after Bam Bam beat Rungasai, Shakur went on Twitter and was like, "Great fighter."
Yeah, and he is a great fighter. What's the problem?
So then Dante's come on and said, that Shakur's a sellout.
I also heard because Shakur said he had Canelo in his pound for pound at one point or something. That was an issue.
Like, didn't like that as well.
No. Even though he had 4 black people and 1 white guy, that's apparently, not right. It's just disingenuous. It's racist, and he's making money from those people.
So you remember when Jamel had got a lot of backlash for some of his stuff? I'm pretty sure y'all know that, right? When he had Jamel Charlo had that backlash.
Yeah,
for when Jamel said
when he said about Wilder, said it's not about. He said about what Wilder's loss wasn't nothing to do with race. Then they all hated him. Then
Right.
And now they're attacking Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. This is another segment of fans, mainly black fans. Oh, Mike Tyson's a sellout because he's gone to check Bud at his gym. It's just division all across the fucking board. Can we just not just do boxing? Fucking hell.
And then, but the thing is, after all that talk, they still support Jamel at the end of the day.
Do they?
Yeah, they still support Jamel at the end.
So what though? But so what? Why call him out? It's classless, and that
I don't debate that. I don't
it's
debate.
still classless. It's
I don't.
still classless. They should mind their business. Why don't they mind their business? It's easy to mind the business that pays them. Mind your business. Don't worry about what Jamel does. Don't worry about what all great ATG legends fucking do, where they're going, where they're flying to, whose gym they're going to. Mind your fucking business. You got white wives.
It was the same when Jamal said
All
that
I've got
he.
to say, give your money and they'd sleep. Oh, that's it's sickening. Go ahead, Gredak.
I was just going to say, it was the same when Jamal was on Mike Tyson's podcast and he said, "Oh, I respect Canelo" or whatever, and then they all hated on him. They were like, "Yeah, this guy a traitor. We don't like him anymore." Like, he's just sad and pathetic. They're bringing down their own people.
Own people, pro-black, don't like black people that subscribe to your narrative. Leave people alone. How are you pro anything? You're pro negativity. You're pro division. You're not a boxing. These people are not about boxing. They're not. I wish they would just take boxing out of their titles. Well, Dante's called, what is he? Dante's Boxing Nation. Oh yeah, he's got box. He need to take it out. They need to take it out. They're not doing boxing. They're selling what they're advertising. It's false advertising. YouTube needs to be more stringent. It's classless, like like Mark said. It's divisive and it's creating more harm than any type of good. If they've got all of these complaints about black people not being on code, get us on code then. Do it. Show us what the code is then. Let me see. Like, always ranting about the issues, never the solutions. Where is the solutions? You know why? They're just like pharmaceutical companies. They don't want solutions because they don't want you to feel better, because they thrive on you being sick, because that's how they make their money. These cats are fucking low-level vibrational people. They vibrate down here. And unfortunately, there's people that are like that and need to, their IQ level is under 100, which is retardation. And that's how they get their followers. Preying on the weak, meek, and vulnerable. Simple as. And it's not that I watch these cats. Because when I started my channel, fuss. Nobody can refute or deny. I went to war with the LDBC, little old black girl from London. Yeah, you lot know because you lot saw it. So like, none of them cats can tell me nothing on their best day. I don't need to know about every type of black history. Shouts out to whoever does. But do you know what? Facts negate all of people regurgitate what they say. And do you know what? They come back and you can hear, they come back and they come to your channel and people mimic what they hear. These people mimic. And when you mimic something, you're not comprehending it. So guess what? You're just repeating it. So then when little old me comes up now and says, here's a fact, their brain fries and scrambles because all they've done is mimic. They have no comprehension of what they're really actually mimicking. Because mimicking, you don't need to comprehend. When you do an impersonation of someone, you don't actually have to understand what the person is saying. You just mimic their voice, their tone, their whatever. People do that with information. That's why when you learn in school, we do English comprehension. Like, do you comprehend? Here's the literature, English literature. Here's the comprehension. They're two separate exams. So do you understand what you're reading and seeing? These cats don't. Because they're dumb, and this is the followers that follow them. I'm sorry, whoever don't like it, but this is just the truth. They prey on people that don't have a lot of moral compass. Because if you did, you wouldn't rock with that. You wouldn't rock with another black guy going and attacking a little black youth that is a 3 division world champion. Doing a fucking silver Olympian. Should have been gold, but silver Olympian. Like, Who can rock with someone that's like that? How is that pro-black? It's whack.
I mean, all because he gave credit to a decent fighter who wasn't black. Like, what's that about? In fact, it makes me like Shakur even more now that he can, like, you know, stand against it and be like, yeah, he's a good fighter. And what?
This is what I'm saying. Do you know what, Abe? Abe, you always come in the buildings in and you do your shit. You start creating trouble. Your wrench has been taken away because you create trouble. You created a whole load of trouble last week. Yeah. Either go away and remember where the channel that you come from, which I've been notified, which I didn't know. Yeah, you've created a lot of problems. Go away, or you stay in the chat and you shut up, because I'm sick of seeing your name with all the bullshit. Either go, because guys, you can just time him out, get him out. If he's getting on your nerves, get him out. Because I've given him too many chances, and all he does is troll and fuck with people's. Is it? Go away. We're here to talk about some good issues. Fuck off if you're not. Get him out if you lot want. Arlette, King Ron the Don. I can see him going now that I'm checking the chat. Created a lot of problems last week. A lot of problems. And I put up a notification on my community channel, said, don't come here if you're from them fucking Jerry Springer fucking channels. Yeah? Don't come here. It's different rules here. Yeah? Don't come here with that. Fuck's sake. Anyway, moving along to Joe Joyce. Don't talk to him. He's a dick. Yeah. Okay, so moving along. I'm going to get Kenny Ken's take on. We saw Joe Joyce in the building. Is Joe Joyce a top 10 heavyweight? What did you see with that? Yeah, good on you. Yeah, thank you for timing him out. What did you see with the fight with Joe Joyce against Christian Hammer?
Look, basically, Joe Joyce, you know, a lot of people are criticising Joe Joyce because he was too square on, and he was getting caught with, you know, like some clean right hands in the first 3 rounds. What I say to Joe Joyce is that Christian Hammer, you know, he's had some good fights, but he's clearly like, you know, a warm up opponent. There was no way Joe Joyce respected his power. No way, because you don't. If you respect someone's power, you're basically side on, not square on. And you know, when Joe Joyce fought Dan Dubois, he was side on, he wasn't square on. So it's all a case of, you know, Joe Joyce, you know, basically like using his high pace that he fights at. You know, he's one of those fighters. In order to get my dig in, I've got to take a dig. But this guy hasn't got the power to knock me out. He hasn't got the skills and the footwork. So I'm going to walk through him and, you know, tee off on him. And I think that's the situation that, you know, we saw against Christian Hammer. So a lot of people criticising Joe Joyce, saying if he fought Deontay Wilder, if he fought any of these guys. Let me tell you something now. Joe Joyce ain't a fool. He's not a fool. He's got a great trainer. You and I know that he will respect Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua, you know, once he gets his combinations off and he tees up the right hand, he uses his uppercut, he knows that if he's square on, he's going down. He knows that Deontay Wilder, the overhand right when he's square on, he ain't going to do that. And, you know, if he fights Tyson Fury, there's no way he's going to be square on, because he'd just be target practice. It doesn't matter how fit he is and how you know, what engine he has for 12 rounds. The fact is, yeah, he may not get knocked out, but they're scoring blows, and that he'll lose rounds like that. So he's an intelligent fighter. And, you know, in terms of like, it's funny that, speaking of devil, Sporting Icons is in the chat, because, you know, yeah, I think me and him are the same.
Sporting Icons in the building.
Hello, Sporting Icons. You know, I watched some of you one of your YouTube channels yesterday. And me and you on the same page when it comes to Frank Warren, that Frank Warren has played a long game. That, you know, if say AJ loses against Usyk, I think Frank Warren's got the clear deck, and he's virtually controlled the heavyweight title aspect. Because remember, Daniel Dubois, as you said yesterday, WBA regular champion, Joe Joyce in position with the WBA.
I'm sorry, they ain't good enough though.
Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not good enough. But the fact is,
Dubois isn't good enough.
Maybe. I hear you. I hear you, but it's about the situation. We all probably don't think they're good enough, but the situation is that it's their turn in terms of like they're in the front of the queue when it comes to getting these fights. So Sporting Icon had a very good point because when you look at Eddie Earn, obviously Anthony Joshua signed a $100 million pound TV deal with DAZN, but again, if you lose to Usyk, that means it's highly likely that the Usyk's promoters and handlers are going to be dealing with. I'm going to be dealing with Queensberry Promotions. So what Sporting Icon came up was very interesting. But at the end of the day, we want Anthony Joshua to win. We want Anthony Joshua to beat Usyk. We want Anthony Joshua to have to have these big fights with all Anthony Joshua fans. But it's very interesting, the boxing landscape, how it's opening up with, Frank Warren fighters being, in great position. Tyson Fury, WBC, Ring Magazine champion. And Dan Dubois, WBA regular champion. He's next in line to fight for at least a WBA belt. And Joe Joyce is in a good position. The landscape doesn't lie.
I just want to say that Joe Joyce, if he thinks he's going to get anywhere in the elite thing, fighting with no defense, it's got another thing coming, basically. You can't. I haven't seen Joe Joyce. Oh, Sawab, I forgot. No, Sawab, you've not been here, not said nothing all this time.
Listen, Chan, there's when it comes to that topic, the racism topic. When it comes to that racism topic, I've said what I had to say. There's nothing more I can add to it, and it's a very sensitive topic, so I really want to watch what I say and what not to say. So you know how I feel. I love everyone as it is, and just fuck Dante for abusing, this huge topic, and it's very sensitive to lots of people. And he's making money chilling in Thailand.
Leave him. We're going to Joe Joyce. We keep it Joe Joyce.
Yeah, or coming to Joe Joyce. I agree 100% with Sporting Icons, and I agree with Kenny. Frank Warren, whatever you may say, he's played the game really well. He has put all the people in position where they're meant to be. Whoever's next, the WBA or say the IBF doesn't go ahead yet, because obviously you don't know who the mandatory is yet. So it's not going to be the IBF next. It's either going to be the WBA or the IBF. The IBO, they don't have mandatories. So, or if it's Tyson Fury coming out retirement and facing and they're all Frank Warren fighters.
I don't know. I want to see Look, don't get it twisted. I like Joe Joyce. Like, I think he can do some stuff, but let's have it right. He hasn't really fought anyone super credible yet out of the top 15. I know he's just building, but I would love to see Joe Joyce against someone like Deontay Wilder. I would like to see Joe Joyce against AJ. I would like to see Joe Joyce against Fury, White, Robert Elenius, who else would I like to see him against?
That to be said, even though if they're going to be there for the war, they're not going to win it. They're not going to win it. Neither of them are. Not Joe Joyce, not Danny Dubois. And I think Fury's going to win either against AJ or Usyk. So
I'd like to see Joe Joyce against Usyk again. I think Usyk beats Joe Joyce. He's too slow. Usyk will just point score and stick and move and get out of his way. I think AJ's too skillful for him. I think Fury beats him too. Deontay Wilder, I'd like to see how if he gets clocked with the right Does he go down? He's got to go down, doesn't he? He has to, isn't he? That's why I want to see him with each and every of these contenders to see how he handles all of these fighters that I've mentioned with their so-called skills. Dillian White, I'd like to see him with that, because I saw Carlos Takam give him a run for his money. At the end of the day, I had Carlos Takam 5-0 until the 6th round knockout or stoppage or whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is, sorry, the thing with Joe Joyce, I think what's happening is that good fighters adapt to the opponents they're going to get, and Joe Joyce will have a lot of respect for these fighters you mentioned. He's going to definitely respect Dillian White because Dillian White is a good fighter. He's been in really, really big fights. One of the Dillian White's Achilles heel is his footwork and being in his head position where he's susceptible to the uppercut. That's his biggest problem. But you look at, if Joe Joyce, there's no way Joe Joyce, especially with his, trainer as well, there's no way he's going to be square on. No way against these fighters that you mentioned. He's gonna be side on because when he fought, but Takam's not elite. He didn't respect Takam's fight, but when he fought Daniel Dubois, he was side on and he fought mainly off the jab. So because he knew Daniel Dubois had the right hand. So when Daniel Dubois was catching him, Danny Cole was catching him, but he wasn't catching him clean. There's no way Joe Joyce, if he was square on with Daniel Dubois' power, that he would, he might have got knocked down. But the thing is that if he fights against Deontay Wilder, I can guarantee you that he's going to be side on. I can guarantee you that. Because he'll be the biggest pork chop ever if he stands square on with Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and definitely against Tyson Fury. It'll be a target practice. And Anthony Joshua, with that uppercut, will take him out. Deontay Wilder, with that right hand around the temple, around the chops, he's going down. So, I think Joe Joyce will be adaptable against better fighters. And he's fought Usyk in the amateurs where, he lost on points. There's no way he's going to be any heavyweight champion that is square on against a big puncher is a pork chop.
Kenny, let me ask you a question, brother Kenny. Do you think does he put you in the mind?
Go after because I know that you wanted to chime in, Mark. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'll just and you too, LadyChann. I was just gonna ask. When I watch Joyce, he kind of remind me of an old Foreman, kind of like a Riddick Bowe a little bit. Do y'all see that in him?
Yeah, the stiffness, the slowness, but with immense power. But I mean, he gets the win. It's
just the way he throws his punches. He kind of put me in the mind of
the mummified type of vibe. Mummy. Yeah, that's how George Foreman was. And once he got that's what made him fucking scary. And Joe Joyce is like that. He's mad slow, but he gets you. It's weird. It's like, how did you get here? Like we saw you coming.
He's fit because he can fight at the same pace from the 1st to the 12th round, and I think that's where it makes him dangerous, and that's where he worst fighters land because what's happening is that
it's not a very good pace, though, is it?
No, of course, yeah, it's not a very good pace, but for a big man, he's fighting a great pace. Remember, he's only fighting Christian Hammer, so Christian Hammer certainly didn't look fit enough. But in terms of what Joe Joyce is doing, obviously people say Dubois wasn't ready, but he did adapt for Dubois. He wasn't square on. He did fight for the jab, and he was a side on, which against big punches you have to be side on.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
I just want to say this for the people who saying, and I'm gonna just keep it real short and simple. The question is he a top 10 heavyweight? Correct.
Correcto.
And to that, I'm saying he has to be. He has to be a top 10 heavyweight. If Daniel Dubois, who got his face broke, is the regular WBA champion and he beat him, he gotta be in the top 10, right?
Hang on.
Nope.
No, not at all. Dubois beat some bum called Trevor Bryan or something. Who that? He wasn't even in top 50.
That ain't my business.
You're saying because Dubois,
he's a regular champ, Joy Joyce beat him. How can he be in the top? How can he be over Joy Joyce?
Because the regular champ isn't top 10, so it doesn't matter.
Man, I'm looking at the rankings. That's what you guys saying. That's what you guys saying.
It's a fake belt, man.
Yeah, but them rankings.
I've been real quiet. I wasn't cutting people off. I don't know if that's how you want to do it. Like I say something and you just say a line every time I say a line, but I would like to speak my piece.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's the regular champ. You might not count it the regular, might not think it's nothing to you, but on paper, he got a WBA belt. He's gonna have to pay sanctioning fees. When he walks in the ring, they're gonna treat him like a champion. He's a champ, bro. Say what you want to about it. It's a belt. It counts. For the history books, whether you think it, whatever, it's an inferior belt or not. So when Joe Joyce beat him, he got to be in the top 10. You can't have a guy ranked over him that he beat him, and not too long ago, not only beat him, he made him quit. So that's my time. Go ahead though.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting you or whatever.
No, go ahead.
We were just having a discussion rather than.
Yeah, I was just trying to get my bars off without getting cut off. Cause I've been real patient.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm apologizing. Yeah, I think I mostly said what I was gonna say. Dubois for beating Trevor Bryan. Trevor Bryan wasn't even in the top 30. I don't know who the guy is. Dubois beating a nobody doesn't make him suddenly a top 10. So Joyce beating someone who beat a nobody doesn't do anything. What I was going to say is Frank Warren is doing his fighters a disservice. They are fighting bums. They're not going to even be ready for Usyk or AJ if they even get the shot. Him fighting this Hammer guy, what is this? Like, what is this? We might as well not have watched it. He just turned up, banged him out, just walked forward, took a few right hands. It was like, great. He could have done better in sparring. Waste of time. He's wasting Joyce's time.
Wasn't he supposed to fight Parker though?
Yeah, and it's not my fault that he can't make a fight.
No, I'm just saying. I just asked if he was supposed to fight Parker though, or something happened. Am I wrong?
Yeah, he was. And Parker went over to Sky Sports, and then they offered Joe Joyce 1.2 million to fight over on Sky, and Frank Warren was coming out. He can't fight on. He's got an exclusive deal on BT, so I don't know why they're money.
So, Lady Shan, you got 11 heavyweights over Joyce?
No, I was thinking that I have to kind of put Joe Joyce in the top 10 because there is such slim pickings in the heavyweight division right now. Like you could probably think of maybe a solid 4, and then when you go from 5 onwards, or maybe you could do even a solid 5, some a 6. Then it gets a bit.
Is it fair though, Lady Shan, that Deontay Wilder with 2 back-to-back losses is not back-to-back, with a loss? Well, it was back-to-back. Yeah, it was back-to-back because fights in between the first and the second. So 2 back-to-back losses. He's still ranked over a lot of these guys. Is that fair? Shouldn't he have dropped down more than what he did, if any?
Well, because he was a champion is why he can't drop down. And the other guys, after it gets so, that's why I'm saying why I mean, it's unfair that he's ranked number 1 in the WBC rankings, but in overall rankings, I don't think he should drop out of like the top 5 because then, the other 5 below him don't have belts, so you can't. Even though
back-to-back knockouts, though, back-to-back knockout losses.
So would you put?
So would you put the last fight? It was a draw. Stoppage. I'm sorry.
Yeah, who would you put after? So would you put someone like Joe Joyce, who is undefeated, above Deontay Wilder then?
Nah, I ain't going that far now. I mean,
exactly.
I said I smoke weed. I don't smoke crack.
Exactly. So that's what it is. Then would you put Dillian White above Deontay Wilder?
But he just got knocked out too.
Yeah, he's never been a world champ. So this is what I'm saying. It's such a big gap in the heavyweight division. It's not great. So you're gonna have Usyk, AJ, Fury. You had White up there for a minute, then he's been taken down. Wilder, and then after that, we do have the next new crop of heavyweights, I guess, that are coming through, like Joe Joyce and there's Joe Joyce, there's Frank Sanchez, there's Jared Anderson, there's Ergovic. Who else did you say?
Big Bang Zhang.
Oh no, Zhuli Zhang. Oh please, let's not count him. He's he's like 40. 40.
You did forget Parker and Ruiz though, 2
we've got
ex-champions.
Parker Ruiz. So I could put Parker. Parker Ruiz should be above Deontay Wilder, but then then but I'm not averse to people that put Deontay Wilder above.
Luis Ortiz should be
Deontay Wilder shouldn't be above Andy Ruiz.
And Luis Ortiz should be over Dillian White.
Why?
I don't
Dillian
know.
White just got knocked out.
Ortiz got knocked out like twice.
He got knocked
No,
out.
yeah, but he didn't lose his last fight. Like you
Oh,
can't.
yeah, he beat Martin.
Yeah, he stopped him. Stopped Charles Martin. Like he should be up higher than that. And I'm looking at these WBC rankings. I wouldn't be mad if Joy Joyce was 2 and Deontay Wilder was 3. If you swapped them in places, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, he can't be number 1 and he just lost twice.
One. No, you can't be number 1. But what I'm saying now, do you see how hard it is to pick a solid 10 though in the heavyweight division? It's hard.
Yeah, but like I said, I think Joy Joyce should be in that top 10 though.
Yeah,
I think
he's at the bottom.
over Helenius. You guys like he need to fight Helenius. I want to see him fight Helenius too though, but I'm not mad that where he's at though. I think he should be over Helenius. I think Ortiz should be over Dillian White. I don't think Andy Ruiz and Frank Sanchez should be. I don't know, man, because
Andy Ruiz has only had 2 losses and he was a unified heavyweight champion.
fair enough. But his last fight, he looked crap though.
I know, but he's still coming off a win.
Yeah, he won. Fair enough.
I mean, he closed pretty good, even though I thought he got buckled a couple after the third round. He got buckled again. But the back end of the fight, he showed grit in the back end of the fight.
That fight was bad. Bring back Fat Ruiz, mate. Fat Ruiz is better than Skinny Ruiz.
He still is. He's been on that Snicker diet.
I don't know. I think he sometimes posts fake photos, Andy, because he did that before the AJ rematch. Do you remember? He's posting now. Finney comes in at £300.
Just want to be an influencer. He's using them edits to get me on the iPhone.
Yeah, he's using
the filters. We know the angles. I know the angles. Trying to look skinny and shit. Canton to try to get muscular.
The boxing scholar said Joe is the Ryan Garcia of the heavyweights. Of the heavyweights, calls people out but fights no one. He's been pro for a long time and just got through fighting Christian Hammer. I don't know.
To be fair though, the heavyweight division has been tied up.
They can fight each other though.
Yeah, but these guys been tied up in contracts and litigations. You got one guy in Fury and Wilder. That's one belt. They've been going back and forth for like years. This is the first time. Shit, Dillian White just now getting his title shot. How long he been waiting? So I mean, this shit been tied up. AJ won it, then he lost it, then he won it, then he lost it. Now he got a rematch clause to try to get it back again. You get what I'm saying? That's all the belts.
Yeah, I understand
so
that.
it's been tied up. So it's not like Joyce for lack of not being competitive. He's beating the guy in front of him.
I mean, the guy in front of him is a bum, and I disagree with you about what you're saying.
Man.
Yeah, man, he is. I disagree with what you're saying about the belts are all tied up. Yeah, they're all tied up. But why isn't he fighting Ruiz? Why isn't he fighting Barker? Why isn't he fighting Hergovic? Why isn't he fighting Sanchez? What about Ortiz? Come on, man. There's enough excuses.
Listen, man, all of that stuff is a lot of that is politics, bro.
I don't want to hear it as a fan. I want him to fight.
You don't want to hear it, but that's the truth of the matter. It's something that we can't ignore. How hard is it to get guys to cross the street? You know how in-house functions. But go ahead. I just want to say this last part. A lot of times, these guys don't even know months and weeks out. If in this space right here, I deal with matchmakers who will reach out to me and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a guy who at this weight division. This is what the pay gonna be. This is where the fight gonna be at." You get what I'm saying? Troy Isley don't even know who he about to fight. I might know who he gonna fight before him. You get what I'm saying? Because I might be working with a matchmaker. So it's not always the fighter, especially on the way up, just get to say, "Oh, I want to fight him and I'm gonna fight him." No, they have a certain amount of money allocated for the budget. And if you're not the main event, if you're like on the undercard, a lot of times these guys don't know who they're fighting. That's why you always hear he beat the guy who's in front of him, because they really just put somebody in front of you. And then it started getting to a point where the guy's saying, "Man, well, I gotta fight, I gotta feed my family, but the guy I'm about to fight, I'm supposed to beat him," like a Boots versus a Thomas Delorme. but that's the best they can get for the budget they had allocated for Boots to fight. That's the best opponent they can afford, or who wanted to take the fight. So it's not always the fighter's fault. So and to call guys bums, man, I just think it's a little egregious, and it's beyond the scope. It's beyond the pale. I mean, unless you're a champion yourself, like, let's not call fighters bums. Like, it's less opposition, maybe, but bums, I just think it's so beyond the scope of, like, if you really love boxing, man, we can do better than that.
Bro, let's not get into the let's not get into the words and get hurt by the words. So, but we clearly know what bum and tomato cans, and we know what that means. It's not literally bums. We're just saying they haven't.
Right?
Sorry?
He can't be a bum if he had a title.
Christian Hammer, when's he had a title?
No, I thought y'all was talking about Trevor Bryant.
No, well, him as well, to be fair, and that's a fake title.
That's not even. Come on, you know why he got that title? It's because of Don King.
I'm just saying, well, Don King been in the business for years, so everybody signed with Don King get a title.
Oh no, that's the WBA. You know, the WBA loves flipping Don King. I don't know what they have against him, but
other people that have the WBA belt is not with Don King. Like AJ, right? Didn't AJ have it? Now Usyk got it. He's not with Don King.
We're talking about a regular, bro, because they can't win that one because they would have to fight those kind of fighters. Do you think Trevor Bryan is gonna beat Anthony Joshua, or any of Don King's fighters will beat Anthony Joshua or Usyk?
Stranger things have happened, my guy. I saw Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson.
I saw Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua.
I saw Kambosos go in there and beat Tio. I've seen stranger things happen in boxing there. I was like, wow, didn't see that one. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and I just saw your message, Mark. So yeah, and you can wrap up, and you can tell everyone your channel and your businesses and stuff like that. So
for sure, I appreciate the time. I appreciate y'all energy, man. I'm gonna be live later on tonight. I'm gonna try to be on around 10 o'clock East Coast time. But it'll probably be about 10:30. I need to get a little nap, and I gotta make the thumbnail and get some show prep in going on real quick. But my name is Mark Nash. You can find me on YouTube, just how you see it on the screen. Mark Nash, MarqNash. You can go to marknash.com, get some merch. We got a lot of merch up there. But my show is called Breaking Beats, where we break down business, entertainment, art, technology, sports, and anything else you and I feel like talking about. It's a hip hop political sports show with a comedy twist. We like to let the jokes fly. You know why? Life is serious enough. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy. Thank you, LadyChann. I love you.
You're always welcome.
And I love y'all. Hope y'all love yourself. If not, guess what? God loves you, and so does Mark Nash at the neighborhood. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right.
The battle of the roadcasters.
Hey,
the battle of the roadcaster 1 and 2.
Sound really loud. Is that mine? Is that just my headphones up?
No, it's not.
Is yours sound loud, Mark?
Yours is very loud. I know it's coming loud, so when I hit the button, I just slide the button down and fade it out.
Oh, I don't. I just
fade it.
I know. Mark is an audio snob. Mark hates bad audio.
I am. If you're on my show.
Hey, Mark, you just got yourself a new subscriber, bro.
I mute Mike, so I'll be like, no, let them finish. They'll be like, I got a question. Type your question. I can read.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Put it in the private chat. Don't be cutting people off. Just, I got a question. Because now they're going to reply to your question. You're going to reply, because usually they be rhetorical questions anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you think Andy Ruiz is going to beat Luis Ortiz? I mean, beat Usyk or something? Matter of fact, ask me, Mark Nash, are you going to beat Usyk? Hell no, I'm not. Like, so what was the point of that question? Like, so rhetorical shit, man. But man,
and Suave just said he subscribed to you.
For sure, man. But I appreciate y'all time and energy, man. This was
I'll try and tap in on your show if I can, if I'm not battered. But you know me, I just chime in. I'll try and chime in as soon as I see it live. You know, I'll try and tap in.
That didn't sound like she was really gonna pull up, did it, chat?
I will. No, I'll pull up.
All right, God bless. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you so much. Mwah. Make sure you get that Beijing joke on when I pull up. Yeah, did you catch that?
Oh man,
because that one killed. I've never forgotten that because I die each and
one
every
of the funniest ones when I had the debate when I was talking about and I put the do-rag on and I was like, it's another great episode of Breaking Beats with your man Martin Nash. I was like, I went to the barber and the barber put too much Beijing on my beard. Had my beard. I was like, man, I can't go on air with this shit. They know my beard don't look like that. Had me up here like this. What's going on? You're back in the lab with your man Martin Nash. He is I am he. I was like, man,
that
why
was
you shit
hilarious.
off my face? It was too much.
We died, didn't we? We died. I died. That was the running joke.
I gotta find
Yeah,
it.
you gotta find that. I don't know if you even posted that as a single clip.
No, I saved it on I got a notepad in here. I usually write notes on. Then my daughter she took it and made
Scribbled all over it. Yeah, that was
that's
hilarious. But yeah, I'll pull up. I will pull up. I need some jokes and laughter. So
yeah, we're gonna have a good time tonight.
Yeah.
right,
Thank
God
you very much, Mark. Love
Caught
you.
it. All right,
Caught
bye.
it. Bye. Bye. Round of applause to my guy Mark Nash. I know that one. Kenny Ken in the build, Dizzin. Kenny Ken, I know it's your bedtime.
No,
Is there anything? Because no, you go and wrap up and say what you want, Ken.
The thing is, right? So I heard, the panel talking about, why is Joe Joyce not fighting these other fighters? I think at the moment with Joe Joyce is, and I think with Daniel Bar as well, they're kind of not going to risk, a fight because they generally want a situation. They want to be next in the queue. If Tyson Fury is genuinely retired. If he's genuinely retired, then they are gonna, push through their mandatories and say, right, I'm next in line. I'm gonna save myself to, for a title shot. That's probably why you ain't gonna see him in fights. And Frank Warren, under no circumstances, Frank Warren are gonna let them jeopardize those positions, especially when it benefits him. So I can't see that happening. In terms of what we discussed, it's been a good time. But yes, it genuinely is my bedtime. It's 1 o'clock just after 1 o'clock in what we call general GMT time, general mean time, Greenwich Mean Time. Yeah, Greenwich Mean Time. Yeah. Although I don't know whether actually it's not. It's not Greenwich Mean Time because the clocks have gone forward. So yeah, it's probably not. But yeah, it's time for me my bedtime anyway. But it's
and it's even me. I will chill and then I will definitely pull up at my brother, my guys.
Well, I don't believe that for 1 second because I know if I don't know. You could be on for another 2 hours because you have been.
Yeah, you know me. I do. I hit you up, Kenny, and I go, Kenny. After you left, I was on for 5 hours. I know.
Yeah, so we've had many times.
Chan, I think you should just move to America. Sorry, Kenny. I think you should just move to America because you live on the American time zone anyway.
Yes.
I do. And everybody, you're about the 20th person to tell me that, Schwab. They're like, you should just move to America. I get American content creators. Just move over here because, makes more sense. But no, I mean, don't worry. But thank you so much, Ken. Ken, tell them where they can find you as well on Instagram and Twitter with the football and the boxing, please.
Football and boxing, both handles are the same. It's at Kenny Ken 1972. And so, as I said, I didn't get. I only saw Ali when he was at the end of his career, when he was like shot fighter. So that's my contribution to the Ali debate.
Thank you so much, Kenny Ken.
See you later. See you soon.
Kenny Ken, let the build Dizzin.
See you later, Kenny.
Salute, Ken. Thank you so much. I'll be wrapping up now myself because we did a great show and we covered every single topic. And I'm going to need a nap if I'm going to pull up to Mark's fucking show as well. I will pull up. I may not be on camera. I don't know. It depends. I think I'll just be doing it from my phone in the bed, but we'll see. I'm a moderator there as well. So, sometimes I just man the chat. Yeah, no, that's what I do.
It's been a good show. I've been doing I've been on here. I've been doing all my emails whilst I'm on my phone. So shout out.
It's what we do, Swab.
Trust me, I'm a multitasker. I can't work without listening to anything. You know what I mean? Background noise, music, or podcast. I can't work without it.
Yeah, and you always pull up, and you always. I love you. I do love you, Swab. So
Yeah, you have your go at me sometimes.
I do have
But
to have a go at you. I have a go at you. I have a go because you lot are the little uns. So
no, but I appreciate you though.
I love you. There's no love lost. Like, I do.
100%.
You know, it's like when it's like you know the elder. You're like, fuck. You know, remember Swab? Do you remember when like your mum would like you get licks off like your mum or your dad or whatever,
Well, of course, I still remember that. It still hurts.
and then you'd go to your room and go, I hate them. I hate. You really
Yeah,
love them in the end.
you're in the mirror in the toilet. You just slam the door and then you close it. You're like, oh, but
you love
yeah,
it.
you're trying to be not too loud because if they come back up, they'll beat my ass again.
Yeah, do you get me? That's the equivalent of me. Like it's always good. I will have to tell people off, but it's always love. You know, I appreciate it.
100%.
So Swab in the building. Swab, I will catch you later. I'll probably come over. I've got like I said, we've got Alicia Baumgardner on Wednesday, so come through as well.
Yeah, but I'm gonna what's it called? I'm gonna become a member. I didn't know that. I'm so busy with that stuff. I'm gonna become a member, so just to support. Like I always support when I can. Yeah, I mean, money's not a problem, but it's hard sometimes. You can't pay attention to these kind of stuff. So I'll become a member just to support you.
Oh, I appreciate you, Swab. Swab, love you. We had Swab
Take
boxing
care.
in the building.
In a bit. Peace.
And we have a super. It's me and hang on. It's me and Greddy. Wait, Greddy. Let's get this super chat done. That was Sports Heaven, my brother, King Sports Heaven. You should just put King Sports Heaven. $4.99 for dropping that quarter of a dub on your girl. Great show, great panel, and salute to the Queen of Boxing. Thank you so much, and you've been amazing. You always come and support the little old me from the other side of the world, across the pond. So I massively appreciate it. Massively, massively appreciate it. And then we've got Gredax, my other brother from another down by the coast. What's up, Gredax?
Good evening.
Thank you for joining me. You're always
welcome.
You always jump on when you can. I massively appreciate you. I like it when we connect like Voltron with all the Brits, because sometimes they try to tag team. And then I need to call for my power extreme, and I need a Brit on side. So you do come through, and I massively always appreciate you all day, every day, and twice on Sunday.
You've got to talk to your friend and get him to understand that regular belts don't mean much. You got to teach him, man.
Regular belts, Mark, in the grand scheme of things, don't mean much. Usyk is the WBA heavyweight champion. That's what it is now. Yeah, so I got what you were saying. It used to mean much back in the day before there was this regular and super. But, Roberto Mendoza, he's the one that downscaled his own belt. Like, by making...
Yeah, indeed. He devalued it.
Yeah, he devalued it. So, can't complain when you got people like us going, well, you're not the real champ, so...
Yeah, just like Tank's a 10-weight world champion in regular belts.
He's a 10-weight Reggie world champ. Every belt is Reggie. Every belt is Reggie. It is. So really and truly, like it's being disrespectful to the real super champs of the. Do you understand? If you're going to identify these guys, So you got to look at it that way, Mark, as well. That you got to look at the real champs are the real champs. You're either taking away their work by saying that these Reggie belt holders are on the same level as as the super champs. No, it's not. It's just a way of the sanctioning bodies making more money.
Absolutely, milking them.
Yeah, milking everybody off, So, but Gredax, you've been amazing. Thank you for joining. Have you got any social media that you want to shout out?
No, nothing like that. No.
You're good like that. You quite anonymous like that, innit? You keep it.
Indeed. I'll just come on here for a quick little chat now and again.
Oh, always. You're always welcome. As soon as you see that button go live, just to come over to your girl, LadyChann. And I thank you very much. And I thank you have a great evening as well for the rest of the evening. Get your head down.
Thanks for having me. Have a good night.
Gredax in the building. I'm having fun with these sound effects, I'm telling you. Shouts out to New Media Today USA boxing coach Malachi. It was in the building. Thank you, Mally Mal. Now, so let's call out everybody. We're gonna rock out. All right, let's just stop that. All right, so I like that. I really like that sound effect. So we were rocking out. We rocked out. Thank you guys for rocking out with me. I want to shout out to my sister Lisa Bells that was in the building. I want to shout out Arlette for the phone call from Harlem, New York. I want to shout out Ben Adams from London, Peckham. I want to shout out AJ all day for dropping that hundo. And your girl. I want to thank everybody for their super chats. I want to thank, who else was on? Kenny Ken was in the building. Mark Nash was in the build. Oh, we don't want the crickets. Mark Nash was in the building. Who else was in the building? We had Sports Heaven in the building. It's giving you crickets. And I want to thank Ben Adams, GG, New Media Today USA Boxing. Arlette was in the building. Sammy Ali in the building. Ahmed Dudu in the building. Sawar Boxing was on the panel, was in the building. Nothing Hair was in the building. Slim Boxing and commentaries was in the building. Mark Nash, you've got an admirer. Arlette said his voice is sexy. Oh yeah, Mark, did you put your channel in? Put your channel in there if you're in there. But Arlette, it is Mark Nash, exactly how it's spelled. M-A-R-Q-N-A-N-A-S-H. So we had Mark Nash in the building. Thank you for joining me and being my co-host and kicking off the show with me. Thank you, Mark Nash. Contacto RD. RD in the building. Thank you for joining me, mi hermano. Who else do we have? King Ron the Don. I know you're modern day boxing, but I'll give you another round of applause for King Ron the Don. Thank you for becoming a member as well. Who else do we have? Oh yeah, we had the Boxing Scholar was in the building. You got 2 rounds of applause. Slide Encounter was in the building. Who else was there? There's a few. Hawk from Maryland was in the building. We had a few of you. Sporting Icons, my man. My compadre. My brother from another mother. My beautiful friend, Sporting Icons. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Sporting Icons' channel, he does all these WBA, WBO breakdowns and rankings each and every month when they're changed and updated, and he breaks them down. So go and check out Sporting Icons. Oh my God, that's fucking scared me. The chair moved and I thought someone was moving behind me. Oh my God, I just nearly jumped out my skin. So check out his channel, my brother, Sporting Icons. Thank you for coming through. It's always a pleasure when you come through. And you can always jump on panel when you're ready. Link's always there. Oh yeah, my guy, Haplo, you was in the building. Haplo always gets told off, but I love him and he loves me, and that's all that matters. And we're going to run away and we're buying a castle. Still waiting for him to put down the down deposit on this castle. Still waiting for him to do all of that. Haplo, come on, vamos. Muy pronto, mi hermano. Who else do we have in the building? Slide Encounter. Yeah, we had. God, you guys were really chopping it up. Really chopping it up, weren't you? Oh yeah, LOC, Lock or Loke in the building. Karma Serene, the Queen in the building. Stephen T, one of the members. Stephen T, salute you in the building. I want to shout out also, even though he wasn't here, like UGC Flame was in the building. Guys, there was loads of you in the building. If I haven't said your name, please chime in. Look out for the community tab. I'm going to let you know what time Alicia Baumgardner is. I'll confirm that what time that maybe even un momento. I know. Okay. So no, I'll let you know actually what the time is. I think we're going for 4 p.m. Eastern Standard, but I'll clarify that and confirm that. Okay. So I want to say, you know, my usual how I log off. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann rep none less. Come box with Chan. Jan. LadyChann has left the building. Jan.
LadyChann. Round one, fight.